Hello, everybody, and welcome to the show today. Sorry about that little cut on the intro, but buttons get pushed. Nevertheless, it's good to have you here with us. This is episode 1. We had our setup, our session 0 last week, and I think we got our characters set where they are. There's been some adjustments made, and that's awesome. We know where, or they have a general idea where they're going. So this is, of course, episode 1. Then we're getting going, and happy to have you. Now, keep in mind, just to kind of go through it here a little bit again, we are in a campaign that I've set up here, of course, in the future, and it's called Imperious. And we got it should be fun. We're using the Palladium system, and here we are in the Octian Empire, which you guys know me, so figure it out. But our party, of course, was out on their first little kind of mission as a group, deciding they're going to throw their lot in together. But before we get into all of that, how's everybody doing today? How you doing, Bill?
I'm doing good. Doing good. Glad to be back after having a little week off and looking forward to playing. And it's officially summer now, man. It's like 90 degrees the last couple days, so getting
Oh
used to
yeah.
that.
I actually had to turn the air conditioning on last night for the first time. Starting to get
Yeah.
muggy, hot and muggy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is what it is. But hey GOP, what's up, dude?
Oh, not a whole lot, but I will tell you something that you're going to be shocked, but very pleased about.
Hmm.
I actually went back to the last episode, watched it, and get this, I took notes.
A good man. Yeah, you guys
Yeah.
need to take notes. Yeah, trust me. Yeah, because I'm not doing a linear run here, guys. You need to keep notes because I'm not. Yeah. So, but yeah, I'm
Just
glad you
wing
did,
the
dude.
whole thing all the time.
Yeah, no, you really need to keep notes and all that kind of stuff. And hello, Tower. How are you?
Hi there, I'm doing spiffy iffy.
Oh my God, is that the new
Yes,
lingo?
sir. I have no idea how you doing.
I'm good, man. I'm good as usual. I think I'm going to need some more coffee here real quick, but that's the
You're
way
gonna
it
need
is.
some ibuprofen after this game session. I tell you what.
Maybe, maybe. And of course, last but not least, we got Lady. Hey, Lady,
Hello, hello, hello.
how are you?
Is my mic clearer this time?
It's fine. Uh, yeah, there's a
Okay,
You
little bit
sound
of
great.
static, but not as bad as last time.
okay.
Yeah, it's completely normal and bearable. But
What did you do for your wife for Mother's Day?
she's not my mother.
So what did you do? Well, never mind. I'm not going to ask about your mama.
Yeah, well, my mom's passed away. But well, no, of course, the kids contacted her and stuff like that. We didn't really do anything specific for Mother's Day, but we did have the kids back for Golden Week during the week, and so therefore there was a lot of mother and children stuff going on, which is cool. Mainly during the week, she spent a lot of time with my daughter out practicing driving. um, my kids got their driver's license. Here in Japan, it's quite different than it is in the States. But she got her license, years and years and years ago. But she doesn't ever drive. She lives in the heart of a city, so she doesn't have a car. She doesn't drive. But it looks like she's either thinking about getting a car or she's thinking about doing something. So a lot of driving around with mom, going shopping and sightseeing with mom and dad. You know what dad got? Peace and quiet.
Ah, nice.
Yeah.
Always the best gift.
It is. But I did kind of have to drive around a lot of times, going to pick them up, drop them off, go to this place or there. So dad, dad drives and carries shit.
Yee.
It's the way it is. But nevertheless, thank you guys for joining us. Now let's go ahead and give a quick little wrap up. I practically should come over the other side and get the share on so these guys can see whatever I'm showing you guys. So let me do that. I don't want that one. I want this one. There we
Hello,
go.
Dave.
There we go. And yes, Dave. Hi, Dave. It isn't that, Dave, is it? But before I do jump into this, I am going to go over here and I'm going to share this out so everybody who wants to come and join in on it can. I'd appreciate if you guys do the same thing. Share it out. Let
Already
people
have.
know. Oh, thank you. I guess I should have capitalized all of that. That's the thing when you're doing these things to remember exactly the headline the way you had written it before. I'll have to go and edit it now. I blame GOP.
You
I do
should.
too.
Yes.
He did take notes from last week, so or before last.
Yes.
Well, he's
Should ask him.
GOP is
a
the guy.
trooper.
Have
Mhm.
you met this man? He has the beard of a dwarf. He is a great guy.
Oh no, as you should. You should have dwarf beards.
Does this mean that his beard is braided?
He could hatch a chicken out of that locks. Yes,
wow.
Thinking about getting like a Viking braid,
that
Sounds
would be.
sounds
Oh
like
my
Yeah.
Chief
god,
Barrett.
I could see you. I could see you driving around in the semi truck looking like a Viking. Oh, that's.
Well,
I'd pay money to see that now.
when I was a young man, which is a long time ago now, I
Of
actually
course.
did have Viking braids and stuff.
Oh,
Well, I
that's
mean,
amazing.
it was the time and history for it.
It was, yeah, yeah. Well, because
The
back in those days,
1700s were wild, weren't they?
well, no, back in those days, you either had big spray hair, or you had mohawks, or you went Viking. Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
I'm glad to see that's kind of stuck around. We've lost the hairspray hair. We don't see the punky mohawks anymore, although we do see stranger shit. But the Viking's still there. It's eternal, is why it's just eternal, Bill.
It
Put on
is.
fire.
Well, we did kind of lose the Viking a little bit in the like kind of in the 90s. Everyone went really short, clean faces, and then like mid 90s, the goatees started coming back.
Oh God,
Then
yeah.
it wasn't gone for long. Beards weren't gone for long, but it was like a 5-6 year period.
Yeah, well, I blame the Spice Girls.
Who are the
And
Spice
you
Girls?
should,
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
because they were wrong in so many ways.
You
Wait,
know,
what were you saying, Tower?
That's before my time.
it's way
Oh
before
my
your time.
god.
Yes, wait. I'm well aware. But you want to know a little interesting thing about the Spice Girls? If you go to Kentucky Fried Chicken's Twitter page, what you'll see is that they have, of course, millions of people
Yeah,
following them.
they
But if
have
you look at them,
9.
who they're
Yeah.
following, they are following 6 Herbs and 5 Spice Girls.
Yeah.
That's dedication, baby. I love that. That is awesome. 11 Herbs and
Yeah,
Spice.
it is.
Yes. But nevertheless, let's get into it. You guys ready? All right. So let me bring my thing up here and do a little bit of
Yeah.
recap of last week, if you guys don't mind. So let's go ahead and do that. There we go. Perfect. Now, like I said, we're in the campaign setting here. It's called Imperious. I went through the fact that we're in the future quite a bit. 3,000 years in the future, actually. And although humanity has had lots of wars and troubles and struggles and things like that, about 800 years ago or so, a person came up with an invention, of course, damn doctor scientists. And they created a way to mutate people in such a way that they would gain powerful abilities. Now, it was ultimately considered a failure because they couldn't control the mutation. Every mutation was random and they just couldn't get past it. But of course, it ended up being used in war anyway. There was a big old, probably one of the worst wars humanity's ever seen. Just billions died. Across the centuries of warfare. And in the end, they ended up with, and I'll go through them again here. There's no reason not to, I guess. We ended up with just a handful of actual mega empires, right? And or consortiums and stuff like that. And what we have here is the Hellnix consortium. Now, the Hellnix are actually just to the we're considering north, south, east, west being galactic center, right? And we're in the Sagittarian arm, as we are. and humanity hasn't expanded throughout the entire galaxy yet. We don't have that technology. Our technology, the average speed is, because we don't have like a jump gates and stuff per se, but the average speed is basically 1 light year an hour, right? Which is pretty good. It can get you around quite a bit, but that's nowhere near enough to get the 120,000 light years of the entire galaxy. So we are limited. But nevertheless, after that war ended, we ended up with just a handful of mega groups controlling the human sphere. Right? The Hellnick Consortium is just to the southeast of you guys, and these guys are pretty bad. They're slavers. They're basically an oligarchy, right? Controlled by the businesses, and they're no friends of you. Because we'll get to the mutant thing real quick. We do have the allied Astrid, which, as you can see, originally came out of a Slavic group, but of course they're people in there are all kinds of different people. But these are actually the most free minded when it comes to mutants of any of the groups. And a lot of mutants do try to get there because they consider it to be safe ground. You guys are in the Octian Empire, which is basically Roman space. Simple enough. They do have slavery, but keeping mutants enslaved was way too costly, so they were freed. But you only have the rights you're only about 2/3 of a human as far as your rights. And they kind of they segregate themselves by the humans, the pure blooded people, being in the cities, and the mutants being on the outskirts of the cities. And we'll get into that more. Of course, we have the Eternal Empire here, and the Eternal Empire is, well, they're Chinese, and they're Chinese. Okay, but you have the Star Republic, which is actually far to the south because next to they're next to the Eternal Kingdom there, and these guys are the Americans in space, right? So you just don't have much interaction with those two. But of course, you guys are on the planet of Transaegis, and Transaegis is a very important place because uh, it's only been within this controlling of this kingdom. You guys are in the Octian Empire for so many centuries. It was actually discovered during the Mutant Wars or the Gene Wars, and it's very important because everything here, when you move through space, it's all about following the pathways of tachyon flow, right? And the tachyon flow doesn't go everywhere, so you are restricted. You literally are kind of moving through rivers in space. But here there is a juncture point that goes into a big open frontier beyond it. So this is an incredibly important spot. And you guys, when you're in there 10 years in the military, you probably spend a lot of your time beyond this point, right? So this what's beyond fairly well as military people. Uh, but they're on the planet, of course, is Transaegis, and then they're in Tyre City specifically. And that's where they are. Now, I don't think any of you guys chosen to actually be from Transaegis or Tyre City? Probably not, right?
Nope, I'm not.
Anybody?
No, honestly really haven't gotten that far. So,
More than likely, you wouldn't be. I
all
mean,
right.
you wouldn't be. A lot of the mutant population here is really coming out of the military presence, because Transaegis, on the other side of the planet, there's probably one of the biggest, space stations, military space stations in the human sphere, and underneath that are a bunch of cities. You guys are on the other side of the planet. There's only a couple over here. You probably wouldn't be from this planet, being a mutant. So more than likely you're not. But nevertheless, these guys had been here for 6 months, and they have trying to. They just got out of the military. They've all been discharged, honorably and such. But they're all part of the same cohort, and they've been trying to figure out what they're going to do here or there. Some of the other members of the cohort have already moved on to other planets or other places, but these four stayed together, and have come together, had a conversation. They're like, "Yeah, we should do something," and they kind of came to some decisions. And they decided they wanted to raise money because they want to buy a spaceship. So they took some bounties. Of course, this is the main hangout for the mutants in Muty City, of course. And they were having their conversations in here, and they got some information from Dingus and from Lindo as well. But basically, they got a job from Zane. He's kind of a bounty hunter extraordinaire, garage owner. Well, you don't really know what all he is, but he did throw work your way, and they went to get a bounty on Hellfast. It was simply called the Hellfast. They didn't understand what all was going on, but when they went to the Hellfast hold, they found out there was a little bit of family drama going on, and they went to go. There was some kind of mutation or something going on, and they found when they went down to try to deal with Hellfast, who was killing and murdering people, the older brother Abraham, I do believe his name was. And they found that he had a magical orb that had mutated him. Now, um, uh, the fight was pretty easy, kind of, because Ironback there, Bill's character, was able to, kind of take him on and drop him. And uh, we had Lady's character. What's your character's name again, Lady?
Rosa.
Lady? Is it
Lady.
Rosa?
It's Rosa.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I had a little bit. Yeah, well, actually, Mercedes. Rosa
Mercedes.
is her
Oh,
true name.
Mercedes. That's right.
Her character's name is Mercedes. True name is Rosa.
Okay, so Mercedes. But she's a psychic, and she was able to actually teleport the orb away from him and dropped it in an open box that they had prepared. And Bill's character was able to defeat him. They were all kind of affected by the energies coming off of this orb, and clearly it's what mutated him. Bill has defeated the guy. He's down. So the first thing we need to do, guys, to move on is you guys, which you don't even need to role play it. One of you, probably Mercedes, kicks that box shut, right?
Oh hell yeah! Oh
'Cause
yeah!
yeah, because we'd had it drop on the floor, but she had showed me with her power that she can spot to spot teleport. So it's in the box. So she kicks the lid shut, stopping the energies and potential danger of that, and that just leaves Bill to you know, gain some kind of way of proving that you have finished your job, dead or alive. Now, you could carry the entire body back if you like, but it's up to you, Bill. How do you want to go about it?
I'll have to pull his head off.
Okay.
Or, yeah. Is there anything else on him? Like,
Well, I thought
even
the-
like as far as, ID.
Well, no, DNA will do.
yeah,
Okay. Well, then I'll use one of my ampules and put a sample of his mutated goo that his body produces in it. Try like blood.
Sure.
If he still has blood.
we should probably take his eyes because I mean, if you just take his blood, he might not know that he's dead. Or
Yeah, Zane
might not
had
be
suggested
confirmation.
an eye. He did suggest that.
Oh, thank you. Well, here we go. Got it.
Okay. So Ironback pulls that out, gets some DNA referencing, and that all went pretty easy. But that orb, it did affect you guys. You felt that. There was a woof. Now, you guys spent 10 years in the military. So more than likely, you have run into magical things, or at least heard of them, or seen them at a distance anyway. So it's not like it's a new thing per se, but you guys aren't experts on this at all. But all right, so you got this.
Do we
orb
know
thing.
any experts?
Well, on this planet, you don't know. I mean, maybe Zane, maybe Lindo. You could check around, But I mean,
Well, considering there's that one bounty for that guy who's controlling that building that was here when we originally got, well, when people finally first settled here, I don't remember the name of the guy, but he has an occult following. So I would
It's
prefer to
a
get
woman,
this.
Juniper.
Yeah, I would prefer to get this orb off planet,
yeah,
even if
no,
we have to
that's
turn it over to the
maybe,
military.
maybe.
There,
Go ahead.
there is a market in town. I mean, now granted, uh, you didn't say that we were well familiar with it, but I would have assumed when we were getting our starting gear, we would have went to that market. So
Probably.
and I'm also assuming since we've been there for 6 months, we know about the maze. We might not be well versed in
Oh
like
no, you probably do.
the smallest detail, but
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. No, this is imagine back in the days when you used to play the old video games where you go up and you talk to the shopkeeper or the blacksmith or what have you, and they would have them and they'd have the dialogue bubble. You know what I mean, the old RPG stuff. That's how I set
Yeah,
this
yeah.
up. So
Okay.
yeah, just to keep it simple, right? But basically, you guys need to collect your stuff and work your way out of here. You do know that the younger brother, who's the younger Hellfast brother, is of course in charge here, and do believe there was a secretary who was a little sympathetic to old Abraham here, but oh well, Abraham's dead. What are you gonna do?
Well, I don't know if
Are we sure
they're
there's no more
aware.
orbs?
I wonder if they're aware of the orb. Because by rights, I mean, they dug it out of the ground. They own it.
I
Mm,
don't think they can handle this orb.
no, we're taking it, we're selling it.
Well, I'm just saying that's not in our contract. It's for finders keepers is fine, but hey, we could get feedback from that. So if we're going to take it, we better make sure we keep it under wraps.
That's
Are you?
fine.
Linda, is your power like telekinesis
One of them
or teleportation?
For Moon. Yeah, she's got a few.
I got a kinesis leap and punch,
Well, I was gonna say if
teleport
you could
object.
I was gonna see if you could talk like mentally. These are not the droids you were looking for to them with the orb.
I can handle. I've already got an idea of what to do if they try and take.
Oh, Faith, man,
Yeah, I
Check
just
you
keep my
can do
mouth
it.
shut.
You just
And
keep
this,
that.
And you
telepathic
you
thing.
gotta give me a high sign, what a hand signal when you want the group to be linked telepathically.
Okay, I'll just kind of put my
I'm
hand
not
out
gonna do
like
it all the time because that still costs.
it does cost. Yeah, that's right.
Oh, okay, fair enough. I'll just I'll kind of make a hand gesture, something
All
that
right.
you can easily see, but not like so overt that like anyone's gonna realize, oh, he's making a hand gesture. Just something subtle enough, you know. Um. Okay, so yeah, I guess we shut the box, or we already shut the
You already
box.
did.
Shut the
Yeah.
box and locked it.
Yeah. So
What? I
I
don't know.
believe we should take the rest of the body and return it to the brother for proper burial.
I'm gonna look in the room, in the little area he was in, while
Okay.
you do that.
Do a
Just
search.
see if
Yeah.
yeah. All right. That'd be an investigation roll.
Probably.
Yeah, we could all go look around in there.
Let me pull this up real quick. Hold on. I have to get my page out.
are any of the mining staff in this area? I
Oh
don't
no,
recall.
they're bodies,
Oh, uh-uh.
Okay.
chewed on bodies.
Yeah.
This
I
was
failed.
at the very head of the tunnel they were working on. Matter of fact, you could see the machinery was stopped where it's sitting. Excuse me, and just as they were drilling, the wall collapsed because there's a cavity right there, and that's where he was sitting in, and that's where you guys are in right now, looking around.
Gotcha.
So,
Yeah, I failed, so I didn't see anything.
okay, lady, you said you were going as well.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what I need to roll, percentage or 20-sider.
Of course, no. A lot of this game is percentages. When we get into
All
combat,
right.
that's when we start using 20-siders. Yeah.
Okay. 61. I don't have that skill, so.
You don't have investigate
Wild
or
tail.
search or something like that?
Yeah, wrong thing.
Yeah, when I suggested it, I didn't realize how horrible my investigation is. It's like
No, that's
a
fine.
Skill
I
on
mean,
military
What
intelligence is
doesn't intelligence
59.
count for anything?
no, it's all skill. It's all skill.
I'm running military etiquette placement.
That doesn't
No, I
have
don't have
anything
it.
to do with it. Yeah. Okay, that's fine.
Did I use tracking?
Well, hold on a second. Now, just keep in mind with this game, guys, mostly everything you're going to be doing is going to be skill based, right? As far as
Yeah.
percentage rolls. When we get in combat, we shift gears into a different dice mechanic with the d20s and stuff like that. Now, occasionally, I might call for a stat roll, but that I will make that as rare as possible. But mainly it's skill based. So keep that in mind. You should probably keep that open, that area on your character open, because this is what we're digging. Now, keep in mind, I said you're going to have some flexibility to adjust your character, because I don't know what it seems like. GOP and Lady are not your searcher types. We need at least one of them. What do you have any investigation or search of any kind, Tower?
No, I do not.
Bill,
Yes.
you do.
Well, I do. I mean, I picked, where's it? Research, but
No, that's
out
not
of
it.
the,
That's not it.
but
Yeah.
I was trying to find something like that. I didn't really see the sleuth kind of investigation as a skill. There's journalist investigation program, but that doesn't really have something that says you're an investigator. So then I look into, I guess it's police. So
I don't
it is
remember
what it
where I
is.
got my investigation skill from. I just know I have 10 in investigation.
So it's a secondary skill then. I would
It
assume.
might be, but
It's probably
just the way I have
secondary,
all
yeah.
this. Yeah,
Which is
just
why
the
it's
way I
so
have-
low.
Yeah.
I'm just looking through right here. Let's see, under espionage.
Nope, it's not underneath
It's
espionage.
not
I already
underneath
looked at it.
that.
Then where did I get investigation from? I'm trying to remember now.
I got advanced mathematics.
I'll have to look.
That's okay. We're learning. It's no big deal.
But I only have a
Communication.
10 in it anyways, so.
I know there
Not
was
something
I
separate.
know there's search in this game. There most certainly is.
So would intelligence, I wonder if that falls into it.
No, intelligence is more of like military intelligence. It's not so much of looking, investigating
Nope.
something.
Intelligence would do it.
Oh, it would?
Yep.
Oh, well then, I actually
Yeah.
passed. I got a 67 in that.
Yeah, I have a
Kinda
lot of
covers
I have a
everything.
lot of intelligence.
Recognizing
No,
and analyzing.
Intelligence is skill.
Yeah, I've got that too. So
Okay, good.
I could,
So
yeah.
reroll GOP, please.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, I have
I can
I have
reroll too then.
56%.
Because I got intelligence.
Still.
All right. Yeah, I rolled a 24, so I'm good.
Okay.
31.
62.
That's enough. One success will do. All right, so you guys come into this room. Bill's kind of already standing in the opening anyway. You guys have secured the box, and you come into this room, and what you see is the room seems to be a natural cavity. It goes back further than where he was sitting, but it's not an enormous opening. We'll say it's maybe 50 feet deep. But even though it's a natural cavity, in the center of the room, there's it looks like a natural pedestal, but oddly, it doesn't. It seems unnatural because things don't shape in that way. So maybe it's been carved or what have you. What you do notice all over the walls, there are magical runes carved into the walls. And as you guys walk in, who's got the box in their hand? Who's carrying the box?
I thought he would left it back there in the hallway.
There's no way
No,
you
we-
guys
no,
would leave
we-
that
no.
sitting anywhere. No way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who's holding the box?
I'll hold it because I already have resistance anyways.
Fair enough.
So
No, that's a smart move. So as you come through, and that the it's still sealed in the box. You guys are protected, so no problem. Which is weird because this box isn't specially designed for it, but maybe the orb isn't activated or it isn't particularly powerful in that regard because the box does shield you. But as you walk into the room, you particularly GOP, the runes glow. Now, no one here is magical. No one here has any runic knowledge whatsoever, so you don't know what the hell they are. I'm assuming one of you with a
Recording them.
I'm assuming yes. Okay, good. So you guys are recording them anyway. So you got that information, but there's nothing else in here except in the back, the very back of the cavity, that you see a bunch of robed skeletons dead on the ground, and they look like they've been here for a long time.
so I notice the runes start to glow as soon as I start to walk into
It
that
follows you
area.
down the cavity. Yeah,
I'm gonna walk back out because I don't know what's happening,
fair,
and I figured it's smart not to activate anything.
fair. Um, Now, as you guys are searching, I'm assuming someone's searching the skeletal bodies, the
Yeah.
cloaked bodies.
Yeah, I'll
Um,
do it. I'll go.
The clothing is old and tattered and threadbare, and it's not rotting. It's been in a sealed cavity. Which is weird. How did these things get into a sealed cavity? But yet they were. But the only everything is kind of old and dusty and destroyed. Matter of fact, some of the fabric when you touch it just falls apart. Right. However, they all have their similar jewelry on, and it's made of bones and natural materials, so you don't know if they're any value, but I'm sure the quartermaster collects it anyway. However, one of them does have uh, a choker, I guess you'd call it, that
Oh,
has a very sizable, maybe two and a half, a good 2.5 inch long emerald in an oval shape set in a gold setting. And the actual connecting aspect, is made of some fabric and it's not in good shape. So the only thing that's really left is the emerald clasp. So you have this pretty sizable emerald set into a gold setting, and it looks as if it was just made, brandy new.
I'm gonna rip that
Uh,
emerald off.
Yeah, be
Okay,
careful.
we're gonna have to demote Tower.
It's just
I heard the quartermaster was gathering all that up. Anyway,
Yeah, let's let
that's
him
what I
figure
heard.
it out.
man.
I will take a look at it and see if it has any weird magical emanations or booby trapped.
I'm gonna give him a pair of chopsticks to pick everything up with.
Yeah, no,
probably
you take
put
a look at it,
something-
Touching anything.
and
I'll watch him as he
you're
does
almost
it.
killing me, Tower. You're killing me. Okay, just so you know. But
He's got to
anyway,
do push-ups.
that's okay. No, Tower's learning, so it's good, Tower. Just learn. But yeah, when you see things like that, more than likely, Tower, they're probably magical. We don't grab and touch stuff. We certainly don't try to tear them apart.
Oh man.
You just blow the entire party up to episode 1. Perfect. But anyway, Bill, you look at it. This you do see there are some carved runes in the gold setting that the emerald is in. And like I said, the cloth fabric that it was being used to tie it to the neck is useless, and it's kind of powder in a way. So
Mhm.
how do you want to grab a hold of this? Because the other jewelry is just it's literally very kind of primitive and savage. But you guys know that the magi type kind of have those kind of things because their magic seems to be based that it seems to be stronger when it's dealing with natural products than it does with unnatural products or organic versus inorganic. So seeing this kind of thing is you don't know much about wizards, but it's not what what's your imagination creates. Let's just to say that.
Well, I look at it for a second and say, scratch my head with one hand, and with my another hand, I'm reaching in to my one of my set of life field pouches and pulling out some of my my demolition disposal kit. And in this part of my kit, there's a roll of fabric. As I unroll it, I have a set of little like scalpels and tweezers,
Mhm.
and
Forceps.
I'm going to see how those forceps, clamps, and as well as like some meters for like electronics and whatnot.
Sure.
But so I'm going to first actually just see if this thing has any juice to it. So I'll take my meter and my I have an explosive detector that'll check for radiation or electronic
Sure.
energy, knowing that this is magic, but I'm also pretty unfamiliar with it.
Yeah. Well, no radiation. However, it does give off specifically 54 ohms.
It's weird. Okay, that's a
Ooh.
weird frequency. So this thing is live. There's juice in it. So with that, I'm definitely putting on my gloves, and I'm going. You guys, we could leave this be, and I could collapse a tunnel, but
No, we take it with us. We could
No,
power the car with it.
it's
or it could possess us and drive us insane, turn us into massive bug creatures that eat one another.
I mean, that might
Maybe
happen
Well-
anyways.
well, except the guy who turned into the bug creature. Well, do those things look like bug creatures? I'm not there, but
No, they're just people.
I
Okay.
did
regular-
take recording of them as well, what they look like and
Okay.
whatever.
All right.
Probably-
Well, I'll
It
put on
looks
my
really
headset.
old, guys, is what it looks. It looks super old.
I'll put on my headset that has like little LED lights on it, and then turn on my camera and just start recording what I'm doing, like per procedure,
Sure.
and start disarming this as if it were a bomb. And I'll
Well,
roll for a
Okay.
demo disposal if that's possible.
Well, you go ahead and try. Sure.
Okay. And I made my roll really well. I had a 5%
Oh,
out of
sweet.
82.
Well, you are an expert in dealing with munitions, and you don't see anything to really disengage, but you can feel concerned. And like I said, you guys have had some experience with that, and I'll get into a little bit more later. But you think the safest thing to do is to not touch it with your flesh, and kind of wrap it up in something and put it in something that's not touching your body. You feel
Yeah,
that's the safest way to go.
Okay. Yeah, I'll put it in one of my pouches.
You got a
Sorry,
sample bag you can put it in.
Well, he said he had cloth he had taken out. So
Okay.
all right, so you do that, and the only other thing that's going to happen in this area, as you guys are kind of moving out, because there's nothing else here, unless you want to collect bones. Like I said, there's runes. You guys
One
recorded
bone.
all that. When you come out into the hallway, however, Bill, you do hear a little bit of coming from your pocket.
A
a
what?
little bit. I don't hear any sound.
When
No.
you get near to GOP, who is holding that orb, where that pouch where you just put that little amulet, that brooch, there's clicking coming out of that pocket.
Ooh.
Oh,
Like that.
I didn't hear you making a clicking sound.
Sorry, yeah, that was for the
Let's not
audience.
let them touch.
Oh,
So it was a clicking like sound of bugs, or the sound of a Geiger counter, or
You don't know. I just made the sound. You figure it out.
I couldn't hear this.
Why
Yeah,
couldn't you hear
well,
the
we
sound? I
couldn't.
just made it.
none of us could hear like you tried to
can't
make the
hear.
sound.
You can't hear that?
No.
No,
Oh.
nothing is
No.
coming through when you do that.
Really?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
just dead air.
why?
Huh. That's okay. Now I'm freaked. Ghosts have come through the internet.
Yes, I can hear everything else you say. It's
Now I
just
wonder, is it the noise canceling aspect of the headphones? It probably is. I was
yeah,
making
that's what I was
clicking
thinking.
sounds.
All right.
Oh, Chester, is it something like this? Like
Oh my god, you
Well,
just
yeah,
want to
that
use
no,
an excuse to
no,
pull that out.
yeah, no, no. It's
okay.
not. It's a clicking. So what are you gonna do, Bill? What are you doing, Bill?
Just keep it away
This stuff
from.
is not. This is not good. I don't like this. I don't like
Yeah,
this. I just want to get the hell out of here and make some money
we
I'll
can.
and not. I don't like cursed magic crap.
I look over
yeah,
to you.
Chester, I'm gonna take a bone necklace off of one of those skeletons and wear it as long as it's not gonna kill me.
Hey, leader,
The
quit
body.
pissing around with
Oh my!
bones and what do you?
Stop.
We're not. Ah,
You know what? Do it. Do what you want. Do what you want, and we'll just watch what happens.
Oh man.
all right,
I'm
fuck
fine
this
with that.
thing. I'm pitching it.
No,
I
no,
don't
no, no,
need
no,
this
no,
crap.
no, 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 no. I'll take it. Just
No,
use-
you're carrying the orb.
No, no. I'm not going to carry it while I'm holding the orb. I'm going to take it separate. One of you grab the box with the orb in it, and look, this thing's probably worth money. All right.
He's right.
Why are we going to toss something that's a payday?
Yeah, we gotta get a spaceship somehow, fellers.
Well, some things ain't worth it. It's easy money. I just made $5,000 with 5 punches. $1,000
$5,000.
punch. You think I want to deal with this? You want it? Fine. Here, Bobo. What's your character's name, Tower?
Old Blue.
Old Blue. What's your character's name, GOP?
Mars Sterling.
That's right. Stamos. All right. I'm going to disengage the pouch and I'm giving it to Old Blue.
Okay.
I don't like this kind of stuff. I don't understand how the science and how this thing works. I don't like it.
I'm going to stay quite a bit of ways of GOP at any given time until we get rid of this.
Not possible.
Okay. So you guys head out.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
You head back down the hallway, and like I said,
We
this
got the orb with us too.
Yeah, of course, I know. And you guys
Okay.
head down the hallway, and you, of course, this is roughly hewn because they were just cutting this tunnel out. You get to the center where they had where you had left the guards and the younger Hellfast, and he's like, "How did it go? How did it go?" And his secretary there seems quite worried.
Well,
Yeah.
he was completely transformed into a hideous monster. Insectoid in appearance. Tell me, he didn't look like an insect before, did he?
Of course not. We're human.
Hey,
Uh.
it's just the world we live in.
I grab the body back in the tunnel. I'm going to set the body down in front of him.
What?
No.
Yeah.
All
you
right,
didn't
fine.
hear me.
All
I
right,
said
that's
that,
all right.
Jay.
That's all right. Yeah, that's all right. So
Yeah.
you just dropped his dead brother, and
Oh, I set
clearly
it down
the
nicely.
secretary's
I don't
lover.
drop it.
Obviously, have I not been winking enough, lady? Have I not winked enough?
Oh, yes, you have.
Thank you, lady.
Giving the guy his dead brother.
All right. So she weeps, and he's like, "Oh my God, that's horrible." Now, of course, lady, you do know that he's probably happier about this than that he's not sad. She's upset though. But what do you guys do?
I'm going to tell her we're sorry. I'm sorry for her loss. Both of them, in fact.
Okay.
Also, sorry for your loss. All right. Well, I guess we're out of here. Have a good one. And
Go collect our reward.
Oh, where do we
You don't
collect
get
our
that.
money?
No,
at?
you go back to Zane.
Oh, we go that to Zane.
yeah,
Nothing to do
Zane
with
is
these
where we
people.
get. Yeah,
Thank you.
they've already put their stuff into the system. We're just,
Huh.
All right.
Those
so
were nice weapons those mutants were having.
a couple of the guards, because the brother, you can sense. I don't know if you're using your power or not, but you're kind of
Yeah.
generally empathic, I would assume.
Yeah.
That he's happy and he's got plans, maybe. But she's just weeping, so she's inconsolable. But a couple of the guards are like, "Yeah, let's get you out of here." And they're walking along, and one of them kind of flips up his visor, and you notice it's a mutant, and he's like, "Yeah, that was really bad. We lost a lot of people down there, but you guys dealt with it pretty quickly. Thank you."
Oh, you're
Who
welcome.
got
Yeah.
you those type of guns? You got to be in the
Anything
military
for
to
a
have those
fellow
kind of
newbie.
guns.
One
No,
at a
no,
time. Go ahead, lady. Go
You're a
ahead, lady.
mutant and you got. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. I asked him, who assigned him the guns? You got to be in the military to have those.
Yeah, these repeaters. Yeah, no, these are awesome, but yeah, humans get whatever the hell they want with money comes in play. You know that.
Okay. Man, I'd like to have a couple of those. But okay.
Yeah, but
Take care, man.
yeah,
You
outside
got
of
any more
here, we'd be
trouble, give us a
arrested.
call. Yeah, I understand.
And he kind of keeps chatting, and he looks over at Ironback, and he's like, "What cohort were you guys with?"
Show my tattoo. I
Sure,
guess the tattoos have marks our doesn't who we are.
they most certainly would. I'm just giving you guys an opportunity to name your cohort.
Oh, okay. Not my job.
That's why I
I
asked
wrote
Bill.
down a bunch of stuff, but I did not
We were
write
part
the
of
whole thing down.
Orion Red.
Ooh,
Orion
on
Red's the
that blue.
125th cohort, something like that.
I'm like that.
Yeah. So pick something and write it down, everybody,
Ryan Red.
and put a number on it. Some number.
185th.
185th cohort. Okay.
We were all in the same.
You guys are all the same cohort. Yep.
Yeah. So Orion Red. All right.
And in this empire, a cohort is 30 people.
Okay.
Space is basically kind of a fat platoon, right?
Okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Now you're, of course, your legate or lieutenant was a human, of course, and most of the officers, of course, all the officers were human, and that's about 5. The highest rank of the other 25 was our boy Tower here, and second below him was quartermaster, which is, of course, Bill. So,
Yeah.
and then the rest of the guys kind of specialist or just raw recruit types. Nevertheless, these guys walk you out. They're friendly to you. They wish you well. They thank you again. You guys pile into your land truck and you start heading back. Now, of course, you're going back in the nighttime though, and you don't really know this planet. Now you can follow the road. It was just a road in, so it's not like you can't get back. But what you are military people. What would you like to do? You want to just drive back? It's a 2-hour ride, right?
Yeah, we should probably head
Actually,
back.
I might be able to drive faster because I have a driving skill.
Is
Yeah.
it? Oh yeah, he does. His driving skill does
Yeah.
allow him to drive a lot faster than us safely.
Okay.
Like he can drive like a professional driver.
All right. Fine.
Yeah. 89%.
And how
So-
fast can you fly?
I can fly, I believe, 100 and shoot, I think it's like 160 miles per hour.
Don't you think you should just scout ahead in case there's any one
Yeah,
waiting
that
for
works
us
too.
for ambush? Nighttime's
Yeah.
a good time.
Yeah, and
get your
my
ass-
radar and X-ray vision. So, do we have radios? I'm sure we have radios.
Of course you
Yeah,
do.
we have.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna say let's all tune into the same radio station for communication reasons, so we can communicate. And I'll fly up and stay about a half mile in front of the car at any given time.
Yeah, just think of future soldiers You guys have all your equipment. You're allowed to keep. The only thing you aren't allowed to have, because you're not licensed for it, is military weaponry. That's it.
So our
Military grade.
helmets would have radios
Sure,
inside them.
you'd have radios. You guys would have recording devices, which you've already intuitively used. You have what some kind of flak armor. You're kitted out as a soldier of the future would be.
Okay. Yep. I'll take off and fly about half a mile in front of the vehicle, and I'll use my radar and X-ray vision to detect if there's anything out there.
Okay, let me make a roll.
Percentile.
No, not you.
DOP's in the front,
All right.
and the orb is in the back.
You guys, well, my roll failed, so therefore you succeeded. No random encounters for you. You guys get back in an hour and a half. Nice. Oh no, sorry, he's not driving. Bill is. It takes about 2 hours to get back. It's it's certainly into the evening. It's probably getting on close to 9 now. And you come back into the entire city. You go through the kind of checkpoint on the back end there. And that you end up in the ends, which is why it's called that. And you see Zane's place in sight.
Is it still open, or
Yeah.
is it closed
Oh my
now?
God, yeah, they're busy
stays
running
open.
around and doing stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
Is it morning now, or still middle of the night?
I told you it's coming on 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well,
we whip up.
I'll be right back. Don't be stupid.
That you're asking a lot,
balances.
Bill.
I am.
Yeah,
Let's-
that was a dumb question.
Yeah, that's
let's
okay.
go collect
Tower.
our bounty.
You are learning, but let me give you some hints, Tower. You want to think as if you were a sergeant, right? You're a leader of men, and therefore, what is your as a leader of men? What is your priority?
Protecting my men.
Damn right. Yeah. So
Yeah.
that is always in your mind, protecting your men. They're the ones who do wild ass shit, not you.
What?
I'm sorry. That's the reality.
Alright.
You are the sergeant.
Comic Book
You're the
Bob was wanting to
centurion.
know what kind of game this was.
I'm doing.
I rolled too high.
Thank you for keeping an eye on that because I can't see over on that side. I'm running a Palladium game here, Bob, called Heroes Unlimited. But I'm running it in a future setting. It's Palladium, rifts, stuff like that. But all right, so you guys pull it.
While we're driving for a couple hours, I was just going to have a quick. What do you think we're going to do with this thing? You want to take it to a market? That probably sounds like a shit idea. How are you going to find a?
We need to find someone who can identify it.
Okay. So maybe this is something we bring to Dingo. Is that right, Dingo?
Well, you haven't really met Buildy yet, but or Dingus. Dingus is. I wouldn't think you would bring anything to Dingus.
As far as finding a reference from him,
Lindo, maybe. You haven't met Buildy yet. You guys will have to meet him eventually. But just let's wrap up the end of this this scenario, and you guys can make decisions then.
Okay.
But
right,
you're kind of bantering of who you can talk to about it. So cool.
Just keep the hocus pocus under wraps still.
Right.
Yeah, where y'all sleeping at now? I have my own apartment.
I do too.
Okay.
You guys are in my bedroom, so let's hurry up and get this over with.
Yeah, fair enough.
Okay.
You are actually.
Yeah. I gotta take a dump.
Okay, so look, Zane's been doing the whole bounty hunting thing for a long time. I'm sure he's come across some weird stuff.
Oh, I don't think he's ever been a bounty hunter. I
thought he was. He runs it, but
he just runs the center of it.
You know what? He's got license. He has license to deputize people. This guy is definitely a hard ass. And we just met him, so we're not telling him about this.
I'm not telling him. All right, not telling him. I'm just saying. I'm not going to say what we've got. I'm just going to ask him if he knows anyone who's useful at selling more exotic merchandise. That's
Okay,
it.
that sounds reasonable.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you guys pull into Zane's, and you pile out of your land vehicle. You guys, who's going to go talk to Zane? Because this place is a buzz of activity. It is almost 9 o'clock, but they're still working. Their vehicles torn down, others are being put together, some are being buffed. This is full on operation here. And like I told you, it's a very large garage. It's really big, actually.
Well,
He's mainly working on. There's mainly everything in here is in the picture you see. They're hover vehicles. Is mainly what you see in here. There are a couple of land vehicles though.
we'll just go.
I should be the one talking to Zane since it's kind
You
of my
got
job.
it, Baseman.
Okay.
Find us another job.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I mean, do they pay? So when we went to the Bounty Board before, is there like a kiosk there, or do we have to go back to Zane directly to
Yeah, you got to
collect?
go talk to Zane.
Okay. I
Yeah. His
was just
bounty
making sure.
hunting thing is not the garage.
All right. Well, no, that's fine. But I thought he had a board in there. That's all, and
He
I didn't
did.
know if there was like a
Yeah, but no, you got to
kiosk
go
in there.
talk to Zane. You do.
Okay. I look over to
Eyeball.
Ironback and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna need the
Eyeball.
Yes. There you
little
go.
piece. All right, thank you. I'm gonna go over to Zane. Well, I'm gonna find Zane. Yeah.
No, Zane's not hard to find. He's in there barking orders, and he seems to be a little bit of a micromanager. He sees you in there. He's like, come on, come on, come on, come on. Well, how did it go? How did it go?
Well, I've got a little gift for you,
He puts his hand out.
and I show him
It's
the
in the
eyeball.
back.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's like, he puts his hand out, so you give it to him. He
Yeah,
says, Billy, come over here, Billy. Billy shuffles over. Billy is, you saw him before. You haven't talked to him yet. He wasn't the assistant from before. Is a different guy. Billy is probably 10 foot tall if he's standing up, but his legs and body is all kind of crumpled over. He's you ever seen The Expanse? The Martians, the asteroid peoples,
Yeah.
not the Martians, the
Mm.
Yeah.
asteroid peoples. He kind of
The
looks like that.
Belters.
He's really tall, but he's just kind of
Belters.
broken mutant. Yeah, the Belters. Yeah. He comes over and Zane holds his hand out. He just kind of swipes up the eye, and you see his eye extends, bulges out a lot. Yeah, you see like these energies come out of his eye, and he kind of looks at it, and he's like, yeah, this is, and he kind of holds in his other hand. He's got like a PDF type of thing, or not a PDF, like a tablet type of thing in his other hand. He's like, yeah, this is the Hellfast contract. Hey, boss. Hey, boss. Magic. Zane looks at you. He's doesn't have any emotion on his face per se. He's like, what happened?
He seemed to be a little bit different than what we were expecting. Bit more mutated than I would expect a normal human to be.
Give me
But
a lie roll if you have it.
oh, I have it. Let me tell you, I am a
Oh.
master of deception.
Good.
47. I passed with.
Okay.
Yeah.
And let me oppose that with his roll. Okay.
Roll again for someone listening to his thoughts.
You want to try that with Zane?
Well, you did it before.
Yeah.
You just
No,
that's
not
right.
with
That's
Zane.
right. She did. Yeah, that's right.
I did. Okay.
Yeah, no. Go ahead and make your roll.
96.
So you failed.
Yeah, I failed.
Yeah, got to roll low in this game.
No.
He's very focused, and you just couldn't get in at this moment. He looks at you sideways. Not that he doesn't believe you, but he doesn't believe you. You know what I
Mm.
He
mean?
knows you're not telling him the whole
Yeah,
story.
exactly. So you succeeded, but he succeeded too, is basically what I'm saying.
Great.
And he succeeded with an 8. So,
Oh wow.
yeah.
Yeah, I'll do
But
it.
he says, all right, all right, all right, all right, okay. He says, he looks over Billy, lock that up, get their money, prepared for transfer. Yeah, okay, boss. He looks at you and he looks at the other one standing outside the door. He kind of waves at all of you. He says, come with me.
All right. Well,
All right.
I guess we go.
You
Do
follow
you?
him. He goes into a side room, and it looks like a worker's lounge, right? There's a couple of people in here actually kind of munching on a snack, and he says, "Get out," and they do very quickly. And he lets you guys all in. He shuts the door behind you, and he locks it. He says, "Have a seat."
Oh,
Oh man.
He says, and he goes into a little bit of a lecture, and he says, "All right, you guys are new here. Right? You're just out of the corps. I respect that. You guys know almost all of us here are military. And as he's walking around, he's very straight up guy who doesn't move a lot. He's almost like a lead. You're kind of used to seeing leaders do those kind of things, but he's a little more animated here. And as he's doing that, everyone give me a spot roll, which would be under the what is we decided that was intelligence.
I pass.
This is a D20 then. Okay.
No. This is
It's
percentage. It's
100.
percentage. Yeah.
Intelligence under your skills.
98.
You
You fail.
failed. Yeah.
20. I passed.
Okay. Bill.
So what? You want a lower score?
Yes.
Correct?
Yes. This game
Yeah,
wants low. Yeah. Bill.
for percentages, you do.
35.
Okay. Fine. You're.
And I'm applying any. This is just a flat roll.
Yeah. But you have bonuses, whatever. We're just kind of. I have to go look through the book again because why isn't there directly a search roll? But we'll just go with intelligence for now. It's fine.
All right, 33 then. I'll use my 2% bonus.
Yeah, there
I
you go.
guess.
So just use whatever you got. Might as well apply it. So you all succeed. Now, as he's walking around and he's talking to you, and I'm going to tell you what he says here in a second. He does because you see how he's got that collar and stuff on his head here and stuff like that. But he actually, as he kind of turns to one side, you see that collar, the metal collar thing he's got around his neck, it actually lifts. It's connected to his head, right? And for a second, all of you who succeeded, there is minuses involved, but at least one of you rolled enough. You see his tattoo. He's a legate
He's a
Mm.
legate.
and a mutant.
Oh.
This
So-
Is that higher? Wait, Leggett.
He
That's higher
outranked
than me,
you,
right?
he's a
buddy.
lieutenant. He's an officer. It's unheard of that mutants get that. It's almost like a blue moon. And you heard rumors that there was a very rare mutant legate on this planet, in this city. Sorry, you found him, right? So this dude, he saw some shit, and he must have been badass during the wars because, or during whatever happened after the wars. Even you don't know how old he is, but for a mutant to be able to be given rank of legate, it says a lot about who this dude is, right? So a little bit of mystery uncovered with that. But Zane goes on. And he says, "All right, look, you guys are new." Out of the military. I get it, but I didn't have your experiences, but I'm sure you've run into magic from time to time, or you at least have heard about it, right?
You can
Yes.
say that.
Yes.
Well, I understand you guys weren't of a special unit or anything like that, but when it comes to magic, the Empire is very, very serious about it. And you don't want to get on the wrong side of the damn those damn priests in the Imperium. You don't want to do it. Yeah. And so if you came across any magical shit, you put it on the goddamn table right now.
Well, I have to warn you. We did come across some wicked magical shit. We have two artifacts, and they talk to each other when they're in close proximity.
All right. Put him down. One over there. He points to a little side table with coffee maker and stuff, and there's like a
Other one's
big
probably
table.
still in the truck, isn't it, or the van?
Yeah, well, at least one of them is.
I'll be right
Solid.
back.
You can go get it. Yeah. All right. So you put them down separate from each other. He calls. Well, he yells out to Billy. Billy comes up and he's like, Billy, contact those goddamn priests. Yes, boss. So the items he doesn't touch them. He leaves them right there with you. But
Yeah, forewarn him about the orb.
he just did. He just did. Yeah. And he calls out to another person named Meredith, and she comes in and she gives you guys some refreshments and asks if you want a burrito.
Hey,
Sure.
burrito sounds great. Do we have to be here when the priests get here, sir?
Yes, unfortunately you do.
Kind of want to get
Now,
paid.
you guys are military. You know what he's saying. You understand it. You don't know much about magic. You weren't any part of any special cohort that dealt with that directly. However, during your time working beyond the juncture point, right? You've heard quite often about weird magical stuff happening. And whilst you wait for the priest to show up, Zane actually relaxes a little bit. He sits down and he tells you a little bit of information. And he's like, I've been here out in this area. I was part of the original group that found it. Better, a matter of fact, been here 500 years. Now, this
Sure.
doesn't. Do you know that mutants can live a very long time? You never met one that old, though, right?
Yeah.
And he says that one thing we've been finding since we've gone past this juncture point and right here on Trans Ages, a lot of ancient shit. There was some kind of culture out here before us. Makes sense, really. There's only one way to travel through space. So any culture's going to figure it out. It's going to figure it out the same way, aren't they? And there was something here. This planet, just like all the other planets, well, many of the other planets beyond the juncture point, there's a lot of magic shit. This planet is no exception. Yeah. So just tread carefully. Now, I don't know what you guys are going to do with your lives, and I, of course, wish you nothing but the best. But when it comes to magic, tread carefully because the Imperial priests are fanatical about this. And he looks at you knowingly because you know right well. Anytime a damn priest shows up in your past 10 years military experience, everyone was on edge because those fucking priests are, they are insane and they're absolute dickheads, right? So you know this, you know that. You didn't know that there was so much ancient alien magic because that's what he's inferring to. He's inferring to aliens, right?
Mhm.
So you didn't know that, and he gives you a little bit of information, but it makes sense. Now, as you guys sit there and eat your burrito, Zane actually stays with you, and you can ask him questions if you like before the priesthood arrives. You get about probably 15 minutes. So if you got a question for Zane, ask it now.
Quick question. Is there usually a reward for finding these sort of things, or
Yeah, they'll probably pay you something for it. I mean, what do they care about money?
good point? I like them better already.
After that comment, Billy does come in and he says, "Who's your quartermaster?"
I point over.
Billy's
to,
right here. I'll
Billy,
raise
he
a
comes
couple
over.
arms.
He syncs his tablet up with your tablet. 5,000 credits gained.
King. All right. Add that to the total.
So much percent goes to Zane. Remember?
Yeah, it'd be 4,500.
4,500. Yeah, sorry about that. 4,500. Yeah, apologize. Any other questions for Zane?
Yeah.
Not.
You go
So,
first.
so Zane, how long have you been running this bounty hunter business?
Oh, well. After the war, really, is when I picked it up. And you guys know the war ended, what did I say? A couple hundred years ago, right? 150 years ago,
Yeah.
since the war ended, a couple hundred years ago. He says, yeah, after that, you get a lot of military people getting up to nonsense, and other stuff. And it was just something that the Imperials wanted me to kind of handle in this city. So I was like, fine, when Big Daddy
So you're
calls, what are you gonna do?
well. So you're officially one of their in service to them in this capacity. Are you discharged, or are you still in their? Are you still enlisted?
Are we ever not legionnaires?
Once a legionnaire.
Always a legionnaire.
First
They
of
leave
all,
me alone
I
mainly.
will salute.
He gets your point. He said they leave me alone mainly. But yeah, I mean, someone's got to do it, right? I mean, look at that thing you dealt with today. That needed dealing with.
Well, we want to deal with some more things because we have goals, and we need to fund it.
Critics.
Yeah, no. He's like, I
What
got
was
work
this?
to do.
What was the transports for? You were
What?
transporting something?
What?
Last time we were here, he was all up in the air about trying to get the trucks ready for transport and needing an escort.
Just a contract.
That one wasn't on the
Yeah.
board, but that's not a.
Because that's the
It's not a
garage.
bounty.
The garage
Okay.
has nothing to do with the bounty. His
Right.
business is the garage, but he handles official bounty business for the Imperials into entire city. You had a question, Tower?
I was gonna ask about the collar around his neck.
Probably so he doesn't have people, asking about his rank.
Oh, I thought it was holding up his head from the way he described it.
He said, "Yeah, lost most of my jaw on a battlefield a couple hundred years ago."
Ooh, damn. Well, I'm gonna salute because that's what we do.
He reciprocates. Any other questions for the pre-show up?
Are they going to detain us?
I don't think so. All right, so the priests show up, and of course they come heavy. Like you guys have seen priests before. You might not have had big interactions with them. They might have been at a distance, but you certainly know the priesthood. The imperial priests are basically the ones who deal with magic, and you know this, right? And as far as you know, they're all magi, right? So the priests show up, and of course they show up heavy. There's a whole bunch of trucks show up outside, or hover trucks, hover vehicles. There's an actual cohort empties into the on the outside of this garage, and you
Oh,
see,
jeez.
yes, and they are full on Imperial cohort. By the way, they got they got the high end armor, they got the Imperial repeaters, etc. And three priests hover or float into the room where you guys are. There's a big window here, so you guys can see outside, right? It's
Give him
bright.
any lip, old blue.
Okay.
Oh.
Now the priests are wearing, like I said, they're floating, which is kind of what they do, and they're wearing full body robes. You can't make out the gender at all. They're all human, of course, because humans use magic, not mutants, usually. Because, well, I won't get into that. But anyway, they're all covered head to toe. Their faces are covered by deep hoods. If you do get a glimpse, they're wearing masks, so you have no idea who they are. They're in the standard priesthood colors of black and red trim. And the leader one, who's got a little bit of a almost kind of like a priest would have with the vestments over his hanging down across his chest. He comes up and he says, Where is the magical device? Zane just points on the table and points out the other one. One of the guys goes over to the smaller one, the little amulet you found, and the main guy goes over to the table box where the thing is. He
Oh,
puts his.
I'll go over there to unlock it. Sorry.
I would not move.
Roy?
I would not move. Yeah, I would do
Okay.
that. Just as DM friendliness, right? Everybody in this place is ex-military, and everybody is either at attention or just kind of lingering in a shadow. The priesthood is terrifying. You guys know this. You do know this. You do not interfere in any way with the priesthood. You probably hate them. They're not loved. They are absolute dicks. But nevertheless, he floats over to the table and he puts his hand over the box, and you see some waves of energy emanating from it. He's like, and he starts speaking in some weird tongue to the other people, and one of them takes out what looks like a small box, but by the time he floats over to the table, he's kind of magically pulled it into a much bigger box. They take your box, Bill, and they put it in their box. And that guy takes that box and floats out of the room. The other guy looking, he says something in that language as well, and they don't seem to care much about the little amulet. But they float out. The main guy goes over to Zane and he says, "Who found this?" Zane looks over at you.
We found it.
Yes.
Okay, well, hold
Your
on.
Eminence.
I'm not saying anything.
Okay, Your Eminence. So, but Lady's the one who spoke up. So he floats over to you and he says, "The Imperial priesthood thanks you. Keep in mind that any time you find magical things, you are to contact us immediately." Who is your quartermaster?
I am Your Eminence.
I'm pointing toward him. The guy who's the quartermaster.
He floats over toward you. He pulls out a little tablet, smartphone type of thing they have in this thing. He says, "You shall be paid for your acquisition." You
Your
hold up your tablet.
Eminence?
I do.
Okay. He syncs with it, and then he just floats out.
Your
And-
Eminence? Do you want a recording of the magical symbols that were in the room?
Holy shit!
Oh,
Where am I, Bill? What world am I on, Bill? I've lost sense of reality, Bill.
I know.
Let me go do my push-ups.
no.
Unbelievable, dude. All right.
Oh, no.
Oh, what more money?
It's not going to
no.
get you more money.
Yeah.
It's
Holy
all right, fine.
fuck.
Well, fuck it. It's done. He turns around, he looks over to you, and he looks back. He speaks in that weird language. Another priest comes into the room with 5 guards, and they take you
Give
away.
him my helmet.
No, they take you
Give him my
away.
helmet. What are you taking me away for? It's all in the helmet.
Well,
No.
you'll find out.
Oh,
So,
sorry.
so
Holy
Lady or
shit.
Mercedes is gone. And
Oh,
we'll
fuck.
get to her momentarily. You guys need to learn. That's all right. There are lessons that can be taught. But nevertheless, Bill, you do kind of look down to check out what they gave you. 30,000 credits.
Hmm.
That'll work.
Yes, sir.
Now, obviously, you're a little bit worried about your cohort member. And Zane just when the priests are out of the room, and because they put her into one of those transport vehicles, and they leave, right? He just kind of puts his hand on his forehead and is like, oh, "Man, you guys really have not had experience with the priesthood, have you?"
No.
Some of us, anyways.
I didn't. I didn't say a word.
No, and that's the thing you should have done. You didn't see me say anything other than what I was spoken to. You guys need to understand. Do not say anything to the priesthood unless they ask you directly. Yeah? Let me see if I can get her out. God damn it. He stands up and he leaves the room. He seems a bit frustrated. So, what do you guys want to do before I go and deal with the lady?
Um,
We should figure out what we're. Oh, you go.
Well, sir, I think you're going to say it's best we wait for her to return, and one of us can scout her apartment.
Indeed, that was what I was going to say.
I'll do it, sir.
Thank you.
All right.
But
So Tower and GOP stay here. Bill goes over to kind of stay outside of her apartment in case they drop her off there. The night peels away. Do you guys get any sleep, or you just wait?
I need my beauty sleep.
let's sleep in shifts, GOP. Let's say 3 on, 3 off.
Sure, but I mean, it's probably not even necessary if we're already here. I'm sure they'll wake us up if she gets here.
Yeah,
Okay, then.
and Billy will actually give you a cot if you want.
I would love 3
Sounds
hots
good
and
to
a
me.
cot, Billy.
I'm gonna go into Mercedes' place and get some sleep.
Okay. The next morning, you guys are up, and I'm assuming you probably meet up. Of course, if you're not at Zane's, just directly across the street, of course, is Lindo's, right?
I give Zane my number, so if she does come back, to let me
Well, you
know.
haven't seen Zane since.
Hey,
You can
GOP,
give Billy your
I'll
number.
stay here. I'll stay here. You go talk to Lindo and see what you can find out. You do your GOP stuff.
Okay. So Mercedes. When you get put into the transport, you are taken and you're put into this chair, and instantly you're paralyzed. You can't move.
Shit!
You can't feel anything.
Okay.
They drive somewhere. You don't know where. You can't see anything. You're in this blacked out transport. When you get there, the entire chair is levitated and moved out, and you find yourself in a imperial priesthood temple. Now, I will say this: this is the last place in the universe you want to ever be. Yeah, they do experiments here. They take you, and those priests go off somewhere, but the guards take you down various levels over lifts and stuff like that, and you end up in a room. In this room, you see a very short man. He doesn't seem to be a mutant, but he's a short dude, and he's got lots of little step stools and things like that. And in this room, there are three kind of metal gurneys. On two of them, there are bodies, it seems, that are covered with cloths. You've seen body bags before. The other one, though, the body has been splayed and many different pieces have been removed and various things. The only thing that's really disturbing about it, even though it's many body parts are missing, the stomach skin is opened and the eyes have been plucked out. The dude's alive. Yeah. And this room is filled with weird symbols. There's glowing magic stuff all over the place. It's archaic stuff, and it's just a terrifying place. The blood soaks the floor. There seems to be pieces of flesh and skin hanging from hooks on the wall for some reason, and there you sit in the middle of it. Eventually, because you can't move or say anything, the little dude comes over and he just strips you. He takes every single bit of equipment off of you, everything. And there you sit butt naked in your full hairiness.
My full hairiness. Yeah, I was like, I'm hairy.
Yeah, your full hairiness. And he starts sticking you with things. The only thing that you can say is a benefit is you are paralyzed. You can't feel anything. But he seems to be gathering some kind of information. And then he comes over and he takes this insect that's about the size of a watermelon, and it's kind of wriggling feet and such, and it's chitting his back, glistening with slime, and he just plops it right on top of your head. You can't see nothing because it's part of its body's covering your eyes, and you feel the most excruciating pain you've ever felt in your life. It's not physical; it's mental. And for you, that's a serious, serious situation. So what I need you to do is make a save. Now, Bill, what are our various saves we have in this game?
Yeah. There is a psionics, um, magic ritual, magic spell, pain, electrocution, extreme heat, extreme cold, harmful drugs, horror factor, toxins, lethal and non-lethal, insanity, coma/death, and poison non-lethal.
Okay.
That's
This is
toxin.
what I'll do.
Yeah.
Make a magic roll. If you fail that, you have to make an insanity roll,
So it's ritual or spell.
ritual or spell. So go ahead and make a
I
ritual
need
or
a roll
spell
below
roll, please.
my number, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, below. Yeah.
I would prefer the spell because that's a lower save.
Well, for me, it's both the same. It's
It's
14.
D20, a D20.
Well, oh, because they show like a 16 next to
And I
one,
rolled
a
a
12 next
and
to
I
one.
rolled a 14.
So that's
So it's
equal.
14, 14.
Okay, so it succeeds then. All right. So it's extremely painful, but eventually the pain does go away as he pulls this slimy insect off your face. You still can't feel anything physical, although your mind is imagining how horribly slimy your face feels. Eventually, though, as he's grabbing saws and other things preparing, and he has a couple of little attendees come into the room, and they pick you up, and they kind of bring in another metal gurney, push the other ones off to the side to put you on there, seemingly to chop you up and check what's going on with you. Um, uh, as they're doing all of this, and you're absolutely mortified, and you're sure you're about to die, you see one of those Imperial, Red Legionnaires steps into the room. He goes over and speaks to the little dude. Little dude seems very pissed. Like, fine, take her then. Fuck. And he goes over and he kind of throws shit at his saws and his little scalpel against the wall. He's not happy. Two more Legionnaires come in. They grab you up and literally just throw you over their shoulder, one of them, and they walk you out. Now, as they're walking, you feel sensations starting to come back because you're off that table they put you on, which seemed to be having the same effect that the chair was. But as they take you out, they go down a couple of corridors, and you see them, coming into a more lighted area. And when the guy's holding you, pulls you off his shoulder and has you, and he's a very powerful guy. Obviously, he's holding you up, and you see someone taking you. It's Zane. Zane carries you out. He doesn't. Your sensations are coming back more and more. You feel like you might even be able to speak. He looks down. He says, "Say nothing." He gets you out to a car and he drives you back. It's daytime, by the way. It doesn't feel like that much time passed, but clearly it did. Next morning, you guys find yourself in Lindo's having some breakfast. Burritos, egg burritos. They're good. And you get a call from Zane, GOP.
Okay, I answer it. I'm guessing that it's just going to be. I know what it's about.
Yeah.
Hello.
I got her
Good
back.
news, I hope.
Yeah.
Thank you. Well, we'll come pick her up.
Okay. So you guys go across the street to Zane's, and she's in the back. Now he's giving you some overalls to wear, lady. I don't know if you have any jiggly bits that stick out of the hair or not, but he's giving you something to wear. How tall is your character, by the way?
Only
Lady?
5'4".
Okay, so normal. But he gives you some overhauls just to cover yourself. And you see the guys walking in, and you see her in the overalls. She's been cleaned up a little bit, but she's distraught. You guys been together long enough to know the difference.
Yeah.
What did they do to you?
That's the first thing you ask someone who's been traumatized.
Where did you get?
Yes.
Where exactly did you find Tower GOP? Just
I think this is great, personally.
for storytelling,
This is a
sure.
lot.
I'm going to put some hot water on so you guys have a little chat, and I'll be back in a sec.
She doesn't say anything.
That's not
No,
helping.
yeah,
That's
no.
not
that
helping. Yeah, I've got to get.
well,
I
no,
gotta
Oh
it
put hot
makes
water on.
sense though. She was just through a traumatic experience, and then like the guy says, "Don't say anything." After she got in that trouble because she said something. Yeah, I just put my hand on her shoulder. And I'm like, "It's all right. We're here for you. You don't have to talk unless
I'm
you
still
want."
at our place. You guys are gonna.
Oh, I
Uh-huh.
thought you were meaning. You have a cell phone too. I'm guessing. I call you and let you know that where she, that we have her and where she is.
All right. I'll go through. I'll grab her some, an outfit, and then
You don't know I got stripped naked, lost all my equipment.
I think they would share that or not. It's hard to say but
yeah.
With me, I
Yeah.
let you know that she's gonna need a change of clothes.
okay. All right. Let's get. I'll show up. Here you go. Let's get you something to eat. We'll
Let's
go to
go.
Lindo's.
Delicious burrito from Lindo.
And
Okay.
So let's not talk about arcane stuff. Then
She doesn't get up from the chair he put her in.
Okay.
Mm,
Now, lady, as far as the mechanics here, in this game, money is all digital unless you find some ancient stuff. So your money hasn't been affected whatsoever, whatever money you might have. However, every personal possession that was on you is gone.
Okay.
House key, armor, gear, helmet, weapons, whatever. It's gone. It's all gone.
by the way, Bill, how did you get into her house?
Don't ask questions like that.
He broke in.
He is
I
the
rolled an
quartermaster.
odd.
He's the
I rolled
quartermaster.
an odd 5 on. Not 5 on pick locks.
There you go.
Oh.
There you go. All right. Well, that was interesting. That was interesting. In this world, lessons learned. There's not much more terrifying than the imperial priesthood, right? These are magi. They're weird and odd and very, very powerful. And the emperor keeps them close at hand because they're powerful and useful, right? We want to steer clear of the Tzimitzi. If any of you have ever played White Wolf, you know right well what that is.
Yeah.
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 I have not, but it sounds
Nope.
scary.
It is. It is.
What?
That's what I've based them on, by the way, Bill. They are the Tzimitzi.
The whole thing is that somebody's carrying a magical device on them.
I am, but they didn't scan me, and I didn't say anything.
Yeah,
So-
no, that's very different. You're a military person. You have a license for that.
Mhm. Oh, they also they weren't interested in that other thing though.
Not really. They
That
took
was
it
that.
anyway, and they paid you for it. So.
Oh, they took. I thought they left it.
Yeah. No,
But
there are people who operate in the world and operate in the legions that have magic. It's not the most common thing to see with mutants, but it does happen. There are some. You're an example. Now you have an item. It's not really what your mutation is, but you have an item, and it's just a matter of licensing. If you have the licensing, you're allowed. But that also means you're on record, so they know exactly who you are. So
Hey.
that would be the negative. But yeah, no, you can. This world, the empire is all based upon licensing. Like those guns, like you guys asked question, well, how do those guys get it? Well, because the Hellfast family's rich enough to get licensing for their dudes to carry imperial legionnaire repeaters, right? So you guys could try to get licenses like that too. You technically there is no restriction because you are not a slave. right? You are a mutant, but there's no restriction for you to try to get any license. Just being mutants, it's much more difficult, is all.
Yeah.
Which we should.
Notice that Mercedes doesn't want to get up, so I'm gonna take a knee in front of her and say, "Hey, how you doing, girl? You still with us?"
Where's your
Um,
stuff at that you brought?
What's that? What'd you say?
Where's the stuff at that you brought? Is it in your hand beside you? You
Yeah,
recognize the
no, I'll give it
bag?
to you. Yeah, no, I give it to you. Sorry. Here, I picked out some things for you. I know I don't have the best eye for matching shit, but here you go.
She does say something. She says home.
All right, let's go. I'm gonna take her home.
All right. Bill's going to take Mercedes home, and what are you two going to do?
Look
What's
for
the
your next job.
plan?
Yeah, what are you two going to do?
I think we should investigate the market, try to meet some people over there, look at some vendors, maybe restock up our gear, check that before we leave out again.
Your gear hasn't changed, except for her. She's going to have to do something, but your gear hasn't changed at all. You need no restocking whatsoever. You don't really have money to do anything personally. Bill's got all the money, dude.
Bill's got all the money.
Oh my god. I have enough personal money to get wasted at the bar, right?
Hey,
You do,
Farrell.
because that's why I wanted
Hey,
you
Rabbit.
guys to only have. Hey, Rabbit. Thanks for keeping an eye on the chat, by the way, lady. I appreciate it.
I
But
can't keep
you
an eye
guys
on
got.
all
That's
of you.
why I wanted you all to have just a few $100 in your pocket, right?
Yeah. GOP. What do you think we should do, buddy?
we should all probably go with Lady at this point. It probably would be smart, and that way, just whenever she's situated, then we can go and do whatever else we're gonna do. But yeah, I didn't even fire a bullet, So like, I'm the exact same as I was before,
Yeah, you
you
guys
know.
are fine.
Okay.
You don't need resupplying at all.
Okay.
Lady does, and she's going to have to deal with that. But Bill's the quartermaster's got her covered, I'm sure. But all right, so you guys just all go with her. Lady, how long before you're back moving?
Soon
Didn't
she
hear
goes
that.
home and
Okay. Okay.
in her shower. They probably hear her screaming.
Oh no.
Yeah, no, it was a very traumatic experience without question, even for a hardened soldier like yourself. I'm assuming you, being a soldier, you get over it fairly quickly. And What do you want to drop, a day or two or?
Well, she knows they're in there waiting for her, right?
Yep.
So when she comes out, she goes, "They took all my equipment."
We got
We'll
you.
get
Okay.
Just let me know what you need, and I'll go get it for you while you're resting.
So I'm assuming you just respec her to what she had. I don't know how much you spent to. How much did you spend on equipment, lady?
well of the stuff that you had on your person.
Yeah, because that's all
Yeah,
she
I
lost was stuff on
deleted
her
all
person.
that.
Well,
Well, that's
I'll, I,
fine, but
I'll take $4,000 off the total so she can get all her accoutrement.
yeah.
Well, I
Yeah,
need a rifle, a handgun, a knife, and that's just without the
probably.
flak jacket and
Yeah, just
Yeah.
spec it out,
the
lady,
bandolier.
and give Bill the number, and he'll deduct it from the total. Yeah, you're able to respec yourself, no problem. Of course, you can find it. You go to the market. So here's reason to go to the market. If you want weapons, you need to go to the rack, though, which could be cool. You guys take the rest of the day to get her situated. You go to the market. and pick up some of the basic stuff she might need. But most of your time is going to be spent here in the rack. Now, you guys have heard, this is not a secret, that there is a old military guy who sells legal equipment to ex-soldiers, including armor, communication devices, weapons, etc. It's all legal and above the board. It's nothing weird. And he actually sells licensed stuff as well. So if you guys do end up getting higher licenses, you can get stuff from here as well. And his name is Bildy. Oh, my coffee's ready. So hold on a second. I'll be back in a
Oh,
minute.
you're so cute.
He is. So Bill, keep
Look
the
at
radio
that.
silence down.
Yeah.
Mhm. All right. Yeah, I know we got to go here to get some more weapons and stuff. I also kind of want to go to the port. And maybe see how much it would actually be to get a ship, because that was something I was
More than
thinking
we
about doing.
got.
Yeah, that was a
Well,
good idea.
I figured, but like I figured it's more than we have, but at least that we kind of know what our goal is, now.
Okay.
Because I'm thinking. So I mean, we've got the four of us. We're probably gonna need a little bit of extra space. Like, let's say we do more bounty hunting work, and we want to bring someone in alive. Well, you're gonna need a little bit of extra space on the ship. So,
Yeah, we can get any kind of boat or airplane I can pilot.
well, yeah. Now that we know, like, spaceships are the same as airplanes, essentially.
Aircraft.
Rules.
Yeah.
Well, speaking
Okay.
of bringing in people alive, we probably need some non-lethal sort of arms.
I have some actually. I've got
I've
some.
got 4 of them, but I don't know about the rest
I'll
of
give
you guys.
them. I'll give them the electric bitch slap.
Okay.
That'll kill them.
Yeah, that'll kill him. But
Oh man.
anyway, you guys find Buildy's pretty easy. It's a big, huge, freaking neon sign, so it's not hard. But you go in, and it's a pretty big shop. And there are, you can see glass doors going into other areas that say restricted. And there's several workers that are dealing with customers or restocking shelves or what have you. But you do see up in the front, standing at the counter. There's a couple of cashier type people, but you see Bildy, and Bildy is he's a Chihuahua. Yeah,
He's a Chihuahua.
he's a Chihuahua. He's about 3.5 feet tall, so he's a very giant Chihuahua. But he is small, and he's clearly a mutant. I mean, you don't get much more mutant than that. And he's chewing on a cigar at the time, not a cigarette. And he's chatting to one of the worker ladies who seems annoyed.
I imagine he sounds like Frank from Men in Black.
He does precisely. So what do you guys want to do?
Okay. Well,
I think we could introduce ourselves.
Okay, go ahead.
I want.
Yeah,
sorry.
GOP, you do it.
No, no,
I'm
no,
gonna
no, no,
snipe it. Yes, you do it.
Oh, come on! I love it when you're the one who introduces us to new people.
Yeah,
oh
it's perfect. Yeah.
man. Okay.
All right, so
Am
So
I gonna?
awkward. You guys are so awkward.
Come
Oh my
now,
God.
Centurion, get on it.
yeah.
Okay, I walked up to him. Hi, I hear you're Buildly. This is our band of misfits here. We're looking to find some mighty fine armaments, sir.
He looks at you and he's like, so get to it.
What? You have anything good on the menu today?
He looks at you and he says,
yeah.
yeah, just go ahead and browse. Yeah. I'm assuming
Okay.
you are recently discharged.
Oh yes, sir. Always discharging.
He looks beyond this dude, and he looks to the big guy in the back, and he's like, the look on his face, even though he's a dog, is like, is this guy for real?
I nod my head up and down. with a furrowed brow. So,
So
yes.
he speaks
browsing.
he speaks to you, Centurion, and he says, yeah. What exactly you looking for there, boy?
Something that'll make my enemies deader.
They're all around you. You got any special license?
No. Could you help me with that? Where can I get a license?
Government center.
Oh, I have to deal with those people?
Don't you
Gives
always?
out licenses.
Oh, man. Yeah, I mean, I served my time. It doesn't mean I like them, though.
No one likes bureaucracies there, boy. Just go ahead and browse. Get
No,
what you
sure.
want. Go ahead. Don't bug me. I'm trying to get
Hey.
laid here. Go away.
Hey, Bildy, sorry to interrupt your, Jody, I need some non-lethal, brass knuckles that have that I've seen with electro discharge. Some 4 sets.
Okay.
You have that.
He looks at you and he whistles. And it's weird. You've
I
never
can
seen
fit these paws.
a
Sorry.
dog whistle. It's
Oh.
unnerving, to be honest. But he whistles, and one of the workers comes over and he says, "She'll take care of you." He's kind of
Thank you, sir.
grumpy. He's not the most friendly person. But she and he's irritated now because of certain centurion. But the lady is very friendly and bubbly and helpful, and she gets you exactly what you need.
Okay. I'll just, cut to the chase. Some kind of like ensnaring net projectile that also would stun synapses. And
Well, she says they don't have anything like that. They do have a net projector, though.
that would be good. I could finish the rest of it.
Yeah. Okay. So she
And
does.
then I have this list too, and it's the list of all of Mercedes gear.
And
I need this filled.
She helps you get all of that. The thing with the net projector is it kind of looks like the old taser. You remember the tasers back from the '90s? Those big giant things with a handle and a big box on the front. It looks like that.
Yes.
And it has Spidex threading for the netting, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
And you asked about brass knuckles with a charge. They don't have anything like that. They do have brass knuckles, though.
Okay. I'll take 4.
Yeah.
Now, well, first, try them on and see if they fit my gorilla hands.
Oh,
See
well,
how
they
we
have
do.
various sizing. Of course, this is Mutant Town. Yeah.
Excellent.
But, yeah, keep in mind the here at Buildy's, this is Ye Old Armorers.
All right. So
Right.
the custom.
So that's what it is. So you're not going to find any, with a D&D reference, any magical stuff or any of that kind of stuff. You can get your standard gear here. And
Do they have cannons?
hold on a second. And because he is an iconed character, there's probably more you can get out of him in the future. That's not weapon related, or maybe it is. But go ahead, Tara. What do you want?
Do they have cannons?
No, they don't have.
Why do you need a cannon for?
They don't have cannons.
Why would I want a pirate cannon to fire?
There is no cannons for you. No,
It's
there
entirely
are
possible.
large handheld guns that maybe could be cannon-esque, I guess, but there are no cannons.
No, I want like a just straight up shoots a cannonball with black powder.
No.
Okay.
Wrong century.
Wrong century.
You
All right,
old
so-
armors.
After we gear up, let's we head back to Zane and look at the board and take the next job.
Okay. You guys go look at other options that are there on the board once again. So let's take a look here. You have, of course, there is that big $100,000 one with this Slayer Red, but you guys probably can't handle that. You took care of Hellfast. You have this here is our Argon, and he is kind of a bandit dude, right? basically
Ooh, I
abandoned.
think
And you do have information where he may be, and that is, of course, named after him, his hideout. So, how convenient. But you also have Juniper. She's certainly a little bit more money, but she is some kind of magic thing. And she's got this sisterhood she deals with, and they're quite dangerous. And they're in the somewhere in the Malrock area. You don't have it as specific. Of course, Rosloff is a good price. This is an allied Astrid person, as you could tell, and he seems to be some kind of weapon for hire that has pissed somebody off. But you don't have any idea of location other than Tier City. So, you have, of course, Scar, which is a big banger. People know exactly where he is. He's in the ruins, which is pretty deep out in the savannah, up in the mountains before he gets into the colder territories. And I don't know who keeps popping in with all that static, but
That's lady.
lady, it got bad again. But Scar is been around a long time. Of course, lady mentioned him earlier in the show, and yeah, he's a very powerful mutant, and he's clearly a threat to the city.
I
And yeah, that's all we have for bounties. I have a couple other things that are non-bounty, but that's all I got. So,
Okay.
what are you guys thinking?
All right. So I had an idea.
Hmm.
Okay. Maybe try and get two birds with one stone.
Okay.
So, all right. So if we go after Juniper, right? I mean, we've got somebody who could basically swoop down, take out a target, and pick them up. If we had maybe a distraction to kind of draw her people out, and we were able to spot her, that'd be the first part of it. If we could take her out, quickly, just a swoop and grab kind of thing. But other part of it, of the idea that I have, is there? I'm trying to figure out if there's any kind of, like, we'll have to do some research into it, but if there's any kind of symbol for the ruins, like something that would, because if anyone has a forgery skill, I'm pretty sure we have somebody who does, make it look like the the people at the ruins were the ones responsible for going after Juniper to try and turn her cult against them,
Hmm.
which might make it easier for us to take out Scar if his people are distracted, or are if there's fewer of them. It might be easier for us to take out that target.
Okay.
So, and
I get your
maybe have
thinking.
us.
They just to give you information, the Morrock area is very far removed from the ruins as far as distance, but that doesn't
Okay.
matter necessarily. But I get your point. But in order to do what you want to do, you're going to have to do quite a bit of research to understand, who is Scar and his people, who is Juniper and her people. You're going to have to do a lot of research on that, which isn't a problem.
Oh, I know. Yeah. No, I'm aware of that, but I mean, we're going to be going after these two targets eventually,
Well, okay.
anyways. So it'd be smart to. I mean, if we can take one out while weakening the other at the same time,
Hmm.
might not be a bad idea. That's my thoughts
Fair
on
enough.
it.
And keep in mind, you guys can do the bounty hunter thing, but you don't have to. I
That's
just put it
true.
up here as something just off the top for you guys to earn money. You don't have to follow these things at all, or you can.
Well, I know we don't want to keep working, or keep having to come across the magi guys, but uh, I mean, I bet there's money in trying to secure artifacts out here too. Now we'd have
Sure.
to find them,
Yeah,
but
big money. You just made
big
30
money.
grand off a freaking ball and an amulet.
Mm-hmm.
oh
So
man, make money with balls.
Hmm.
so maybe we can talk to Zane and see if there's any way we can get into something like that. I mean, I know we just started, but we kind of went through a trial by fire initiation, I
Hmm.
think, into maybe being more involved in that sort of thing. So I mean, I would talk with Zane more about it. Although I'm sure Lady probably might be a bit hesitant
Well,
in that regard.
talk it out amongst yourselves.
Well, we do owe Zayd one. You know that.
Yeah, you do.
True.
He didn't
We
make a
need to
mention of it, by the way.
We need to go make things right with him before we approach him with the job.
That's a good point.
But I like the way you're thinking, though. 2 birds with 1 stone is always better. Now that Arjun guy, that looks like that could be a quick one too, though.
Yeah, what if we, maybe to make right with him, what if we took out Arjun and then gave him a larger cut than normal? It just says a thank you. Well, you know how he gets a small percentage. What if we just gave him a larger percentage than his normal take as just a thank you for saving Lady?
Well, that's awfully generous of you. I have a feeling money doesn't really. I don't think he wants.
Acting.
Well, let's just go settle up with him.
Yeah, this one's on you, Quartermaster. I'll let you decide.
All right, I'll go back to the garage.
Okay.
How are you feeling there, Mercedes? You want to head out?
You're still muted, by the way.
Yeah, well, she's having static problem.
Okay. Yeah.
Sometimes I forget, you know. Like
You
I
have a
said,
job?
Well, we're going to go see Zane and give him a thank you and see if there's anything we can do to reciprocate what he's done for you.
She brings out this very elaborate, very dark woven jacket. Looks like it's made from air for people.
Okay.
Give him this. It was my father's. And it
As you
means a
wish.
lot.
All right.
Oh,
I'll head in there.
up here.
I will head to Zane's establishment.
Who's
is there a
going
name
with?
for it?
Yeah, Zane's.
Zane's. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, the name of the garage is Dentomere Street Garage.
Okay. Who's going with me?
I'm
I
going.
assume everybody's gone.
We're all going as a
All right.
team.
All right.
Yeah, I'll get there. I'll just see if he's available.
Yeah, no, he's doing his normal thing, moving around the place, doing the stuff he's doing. They're working on projects, of course, because he does run the bounty hunting stuff, but his business is this garage. This is his business, right? And you guys see, you don't see Zane at the moment. You do see Billy though.
All right. Hey, Billy. Hey, you need to.
Yeah.
How you doing, buddy?
Hey.
Hey, hey, we feel pretty humbled by what Zane did for my teammate here. I wanted to give him our thanks personally.
Oh yeah.
Is he around?
Oh yeah, he's in the back. I'll go get him. He does that for everybody, man. He's it's Zane, and he goes to get Zane. And Zane comes out. He's on the phone, but by the time he gets to you, he's put the thing away, and he says, well, he says, good day, and he looks over at Lady. He says, how you doing?
Just rubs the shoulders.
Yeah, I get that. So what can I do for you?
Well, listen, Zane, I can't express our gratitude enough to you for stepping in and saving Mercedes' life from the priest, and well, Mercedes here wanted you to have this as a token of her appreciation, and I'll hand him the coat.
Takes a look at it. It's a fine coat. He nods over at you, Lady. He says, I appreciate it.
And is there anything we can do just to help make it show you, make it right with you?
You are my deputies, are you not?
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
So I guess we're going to start heading out then. We got an idea to throw past you.
All right. Well, before you do that, though, Billy, give him the real damn badges, please. And Billy shuffles off, and he comes out with a box, and he collects all your really beat up, tinny, ugly looking badges, and he gives you real ones. You guys have seen these before. They're very similar to badging a legionnaire would wear for your cohort badges or what have you. It's very similar. It's made out of titaniums and other type of strong materials. It's of course different looking than the other badging you probably would have had 3, 4, or 5 different badging depending. The Centurion certainly would have had an extra one, but it's a very standard Legionnaire badging. But this one is specifically Bounty Hunter Deputy badge. So you have real badges right now, and he says, "Yeah, come with me," and he leads you into his office. His office is it's not the rich man's, wood laced, beautiful office bedecked with leather. This thing has stacks of papers and books everywhere. This is a working office. It's not messy, but it's frantic. And he doesn't even bother to sit at the desk because the desk just seems to be a place to hold papers. He sits down. He's got like a couple of comfortable chairs and a couch in here, and he sits down on one of them. He says, "Please have a seat."
All
He
right.
says, "All right, now you guys pulled that off. You did just fine. Interacting with the priest a little bit off, but you won't do that again, I'm assuming."
No.
Okay. Hey, he says there's plenty of bounties and bounties coming in all the time, so there's plenty of work you guys can do with that. But please do. But I got a question for you. What's your plan?
Yeah.
Spaceship.
Spaceship.
Yes.
What kind of spaceship?
The kind that goes into space with jet rocket.
We need something big enough for our crew. Maybe a few extras if we want to keep doing bounty work.
Well, we really want to be interplanetary and kind of go for
Yes.
an area that's not as unfriendly to our kind as we are here.
Yeah,
And if
well,
that doesn't
good
work
luck.
out, then we want to. Yeah. Well, it's a big galaxy, though.
It is. But are you guys thinking of going licensed or unlicensed?
Well,
I got a license to kill. Does that count?
we want to be above board as much as possible.
All right.
Yes, sir.
So you're looking at maybe running bounties, dealing with pirates, exploration,
Yes.
collecting artifacts.
Yes.
There's
I'd
money
be
to
down
had
for that
in
if
it.
it.
Well, there's money to be had in it. Just keep in mind when you're dealing with the priesthood, just simply give them what they want and say nothing. They pay well, though.
They pay enough
Yeah.
to keep quiet.
Is there anything around here that anything else that's magical in nature that they want to get their hands on?
Well, who knows what's out in the wastelands? Well, they're not really wastelands, I guess. They're just the frontiers, the undeveloped territory. But I'm sure there's stuff. There's all kind of ruins here. Like I said, there were ancient civilizations here, maybe multiple. I don't really know. I'm not really big into archaeology. But I'm sure there's people you could talk to about that. However, beyond the juncture point, you guys were out there before. There's a lot of stuff out there too. So it's certainly a way to go. But as far as other things, I have other people I know here that are working on certain things, of course. But you guys are kind of restricted to the Bonnie board. However, if you are looking toward expanding in that, good luck to you.
Well, do you have any contacts or anyone who's in the similar line of work as you are, but handles things in the in the outer space?
Interplanetary.
I might. maybe you should work on getting your ship first. Have you spoken to Harper?
No,
Well, maybe
no, we're
that's
still learning the territory.
well. I'd go down and talk to Harper because her family runs the Port Stanton there, spaceport in this city, and she's the one that could be you're going to buy a ship from.
All right.
Yes. I thank you very
Well,
much, good sir.
well, hold on. What do you got out here though? As far as artifacts, what kind of trail can you put us on?
I can't.
I'm sorry. What's that?
I can't.
Oh, okay. He's just strictly bounties. That's it. Okay.
Yeah. And you know he's being a little bit reserved. I mean, you guys did a job for him, but it's not like you're best friends forever.
Well, yeah.
He has
I
other
mean,
business and contacts and stuff like that. He seems a reasonable fellow. He seems to be an honorable fellow. But I guess his response to that was the only on the bounty board. The only one I know that's would be artifact based. Maybe would be the Blood Sisters, and they're led by Juniper. I think it was 10 grand on that one.
I was interested in that one actually. Is there anything that you could tell us about this Juniper?
Well, she's just the same as any other thousands of people that have escaped into the wilderness to try to do their own thing. You know, I'm sure every planet has them. She's got her little sisterhood there. They seem to be magic, although they're not directly connected to the Magi. But another thing you need to know about the Magi, they don't like going outside their temple. They don't get their hands dirty. Yeah. So more than likely, they should go out and deal with her directly. But no, just throw a bounty on it. I don't know much to tell you about her. There are many people like her. A human dabbling in magic. I've heard rumors, sacrifices, cannibalism. What's new?
Any idea roughly about how? Excuse me. About how many people are in her cults, or no?
Nah, I don't really know offhand. You'd have to look at the wanted thing. I think I looked over it, but they seem to be pretty small.
All right. Also, can you tell me about Scar? Any information you have on him?
Yeah, don't fuck with him.
that's pretty succinct. Good advice.
No, I mean
All right.
there's a trail of bodies. That bounty has been up there for years and years and years.
Hmm.
I'm actually
Okay.
surprised they haven't added to it. It
I was
started
going to
out
say
as 20, and there it sits at 20.
it
But
seems kind of low for someone that threatening.
yeah,
It was like,
yeah, you are all legionnaires. You do understand politic, don't you?
understood.
Yeah.
Yee.
Is that what your character says?
Yes.
Is that a command? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah,
All right.
we've established Tower is not going to take this serious at all. I get it.
Okay.
No.
All right.
I'm sort of a well, I'm really intelligent. I just have no charisma at all.
No, that's okay, dude. That's okay. I was kind of wanting to run a little bit more of a serious campaign here, instead of a goofy, just free for all type of thing. But you do you.
Okay.
So, what
All
do you
right.
guys want to do?
I think we're going to take two. We're going to take Argent and Juniper.
Oh, you can't. You can only take one at a time.
I think we go for Argent first, just because he'd be an easier target.
Well, if the money is a determination, then the Scar wouldn't be that hard either. But
Yeah,
you're the captain. Let's go.
good point.
Argent it is.
All right, so you guys will claim the Argent bounty, and now that it's your kind of second time and you're getting into it a little bit more, there is a little booklet. Who's the reader in the group?
Tower.
Yeah, that gets that. Get that
Okay,
with
Tower, you're the reader,
you.
and
Uh,
you've kind of been leafing through the bounty hunter rules of acquisition. And in there, you see that you are only allowed to take one bounty at a time to claim. You claim the bounty, and you have a set amount of time depending on the bounty. The Argent bounty, when you claim it, there is a 1 week period that you have to accomplish that. If you fail it, it goes back up to the board. If you fail a bounty, you cannot take that bounty again. Right? That's the system. So you guys have a week after claiming the Argent bounty to get it done. And keep in mind, he is wanted alive. Now, to give you information about Arjun here, and like I said, he's got a hideout, and it's kind of fairly well known that he hangs out here. Arjun's a bandit, and he's a mutant, as you can tell. And he and his small group, small band that they've been seen to have anywhere from like literally a handful of dudes to upwards of 20 have been seen operating with Argent. They seem to be kind of the hover bike bandit type. They're out in the savannah, although they're near the mountain range, so it's a little greener. So it's probably, let me see, I'd say it's probably a day's journey out to where his territory, right? And mainly what he does is there are a lot of people, and this is not just mutants, humans too, that are going out, and it's kind of like the frontier pioneering days. This planet is very viable. Where you guys are is mainly a giant savanna until it gets further south into the mountains where it gets colder and mountainy, of course. But there's a lot of life you can get here. People trying to start homesteads, farms, ranches, whatever. It is a burgeoning place because there's a lot of money here, and there's a lot of people coming because all the money is that's going in through the jump point, right? Because beyond here is an actual frontier. So you have people that are kind of doing like the Levi family did back in the gold rush, selling jeans to the workers, and they're the ones that made the actual money. And you got other people just trying to take the opportunity because if you're farming on a planet that has a lot of wealth and stuff moving through, it's more profitable. So what Arjun and his bandits are doing is basically messing with homesteaders, and that's probably why the bounty's so low. More than likely, there's some little town out there, unnamed town or unknown town, near his area, and those people have gathered their funds together to try to deal with their problem, a la Magnificent Seven. Yeah, that's basically the information you have about Arjun.
So,
It's weird that they would
this
want
one's
to
dope.
care that he was alive or not.
Say that
But-
again.
Oh no, I'm just saying it's weird that they would care if he came in alive or not.
Yeah. Well, you don't know all the details.
True.
It's a weird thing about bounties. They don't seem to give you a lot of information.
Anyways, Bill, you were saying, sorry, I cut you off.
Oh, this sounds awesome, man. Let's freaking Old West shootout, take out the bandits. Hell yeah! All right, all right.
Stomp them.
There is a contact point, which seems to be pretty standard with these bounties. You guys are learning, right? You get your booklet
Yeah.
and you're starting. You don't know bounty hunting or your soldiers, but there is a contact point, and the person's name is Rutgerd Williams.
Now is Rutgerd Williams in tier or
Nope.
tire? I mean,
Nope. There is a map coordinate.
all right, all
All right,
right.
how far is it by vehicle?
3 days.
3 days by
What
vehicle.
if I'm driving?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, what
Yeah.
if our speedster over here is driving?
Well, 3 days is
A little less.
what's
Okay.
important is understanding our terrain. So I want to do a research on the terrain.
Okay.
Where the savannas and the mountains. Trying to figure out, viewpoints, what kind of gear we need to take for survival in case we lose our vehicle. That sort of
Yeah,
sort of
sure.
thing.
Makes sense. Now, this location you're heading to is the same tract as you had gone to the Hellfast Hold. It's just many days past it. So what you got to do is you're going to be hugging that mountain range you see in the background here. I picked these pictures specifically, right? And
Okay.
you see the mountain range in both pictures, right? So it's the same mountain
Correct.
range. It's just days apart, right?
Okay.
However, as you're looking on the map and you're checking past Hellfast Hold, there is no road.
Okay.
All right, but there, of course, are wagon trails and things like, well, hover wagon trails, or maybe even just wagon trails. Some of these people are quite poor, right? But
Right.
that's one of the things that's happening in this this big plain area south of Tyr, is a lot of homesteading, a lot of it. People are showing up in the city every day, almost getting land because the empire has made it. If you go out and claim it, it's yours, which is a pretty standard thing for the Empire to do, really. So that's, of course, that wouldn't be fun adventuring, but you guys could do the same. You could go start a farm if you wanted to, technically. But that's going on this planet because this planet is an important hub. And it's going to grow for the longest time. Of course, with the war, and even before that, was a military-held planet. It seems that the Empire is lightening up that hold and turning it into an official planet. And the amount of money that's going to eventually come through here is going to be freaking insane, dude. Right?
So essentially, people are getting their 160 acres
Yes.
and plotting their land, and
Yes.
so
Yes.
towns may be formulating. And if a town's out there, maybe like 3 homesteads in their
Right.
community or something like that.
Not even
So that
named.
means
Yeah.
not even named. So then there's plenty of opportunity for bandits and plenty of ground for them to hide up in.
Mhm.
And so what we need is definitely have, like I said, survival gear for our vehicle breaking down.
Sure.
I rolled a ot 1 on research, if
Yeah,
that's all
okay,
right.
no problem. You guys know that this is a savanna plain more than a desert, right? So, finding water is not the most difficult thing. Once again, you're soldiers, you've been trained in such stuff, but having extra water wouldn't be a bad idea. The days can get very quite hot in the summer, which is where we are. We'll just keep it the date we're at right now in real world. But nights get cold, right? It's not as bad up against the mountain range that it is out in the center. But overall, it's pretty hospitable. It's not that hard to survive. The main issue is water. But like I said, this isn't like an old Western desert towns that have water is a premium. You guys, there's plants everywhere. You can dig and find water, or various things like that, wells and such. But that
Is
would
it?
be the main concern. Yeah.
And you said the climate's somewhat hospitable. So I mean, do we
Yeah.
have? Is it storms, tornadoes, any of that kind of stuff to worry about? Not,
Oh, well, of course.
of course.
Normal
Okay.
weather and patterns, yeah. But the other things you find out about research beyond that, and like I said, what I'm trying to kind of give you an idea is this planet is basically St. Louis, if you
Okay.
understand what I mean by that, right? As
Yeah.
far as its juncture point to the west, and where the front, the space, the
Yes.
planets beyond is the frontier. But anyway,
Yes.
the only other real big issues out here that warning of every citizen gets is banditry, which is quite extensive. A lot of ex-military just looking to make a living somehow, right? And you have that. You also have poisonous snakes are something to worry about, and some of these snakes are big enough to eat you, literally.
Oh yeah. All right.
So that's an issue. And the wildlife, there are some kind of buffalo type creatures that they're herbivores, but they kind of have the attitude of a rhino. So, be a little careful with them, although you probably wouldn't have to worry at all, Bill. And You also have some predatory things that are about the size of a mule. They're kind of a saber-toothed catty looking thing.
Oh
Uh,
shit.
and Those things are a bit dangerous. You also have bear type of things up along the mountains mainly. But beyond that, you have a lot of type of rodentia type mammalian creatures, which tend to be food probably. And Yeah, there's no mega beasts. The biggest red alert danger are those snakes. But the good thing is the snakes tend to be in the deep savanna, not against the mountains.
Now, is there any restrictions on what you can kill? Is there any, something?
No,
I know, a stupid
Endangered
question,
species.
but just to make
Yeah.
sure.
this is not America in space. This is the
Well, no,
this
I
is
mean, as far
Rome.
as like this is a sacred animal in our society kind of bullshit, or don't
Well,
kill the king's deer,
I get you.
something like that.
No, not in this area. No. On
Okay.
the other side of the planet, there are probably imperial reserves. Yeah, but not here. Keep in mind, you're on the back ass side of this planet.
Right. That's right. Okay.
So that kind of is important. But the Octane Empire, I put you in this one because there are some negatives, but overall, it's an actual very. We're kind of just imagine this is an Augustan style Rome, right?
Okay.
That's why I called it the Octian Empire,
Gotcha.
right?
Gotcha.
They don't really micromanage that kind of shit, dude.
Right on.
You're a citizen. You go and make your fortune. Just to Caesar goes his taxes. That's it.
That's right.
Yeah,
Hey, I'll be back in 1 second.
yeah. And keep in mind, just so you guys know, I'm keeping it real with Rome. Therefore, the tax is 10%. And tax is only applied when you are making industrial type of living. Say you're a farmer or you build a factory or things like that. The average citizen does not pay taxes in the empire.
Oh, good. So, like our bounty, we don't tax the bounty.
No,
That's
no. Well,
good.
no. Zane does.
Yeah, Zane. I mean, he gets his cut, but I don't have to cut it again for anybody
No,
else.
no, no. Only actual landowners, merchants, things like that actually pay taxes in the empire, and it's 10%,
All
which
right.
is exactly what Rome
Well,
did, by the way.
let's hit the road then.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So you guys get into the mystery van, and you start heading out. Now, for the first day, you guys drive along and you pass by Hellfest Hold over there on the side of you, and you start getting off the road here, and you're getting into the but your truck is fine, your van, sorry, is fine. It right now there are some little detours you have to go here or there to get over some crevasses and stuff, but it's just simply managing your movement. And let me go ahead and make a roll for today. Oh, wow. The dice like you. You guys don't run into any issues. It's getting
Oh,
late. You're all tired, and you probably want to break for and make camp. Now, how would because you were able to prepare and go ahead and just cut off, and if you bought anything, just take off so whatever you think it should be. Just
all right.
kind of base its prices on our modern world, right? And how do you guys want to set your camp? How do you want to do that?
Um, I put my proximity alarms out 10 meters
Mhm.
from the campsite. We camp up against the van, and I've got a bivouac that'll extend off of the roof
Okay.
of the van, and we'll just break it into quarters when everyone gets their turn.
Yeah, pretty standard cohort setup. Okay. And the
Yeah.
van adds a little bit of power. It's like a power unit. So I get it. So you guys get your tents up, you set up, you're making a set for breakfast, or excuse me, dinner. And you're just doing normal. You guys have done this a million times, literally. And as the you got your alarms up and all that kind of stuff set, but as it's getting late in the night, maybe a couple of you are actually not necessarily asleep, but kind of dozing by the fire. There's a couple of you that are chatting and very alert, though. Who are the two that are alert and communicating? Two of you are.
Me and Stamos.
You and Stamos. Okay, so you guys are chatting about your plans and what kind of ship you want and yada yada. Give me. See, there's got to be a role for these kind of things. Give me an observation roll. I guess it just goes under intelligence again. I got to go back and look through all that because there's got to be something. But just
Yeah, that has to be in your book if there's anything, because
well,
they
no,
don't.
I have
All
the
they
same
do.
book you have. There's only one book.
Well, no, I mean
I
that one
made
just
it.
okay. I didn't.
Go ahead, Stamos.
He made it.
Yeah, I made it.
Okay, fine. You too.
I
All right.
have a pretty high intelligence, so
You're sitting by the fire and you're chatting with old Ironback here, and out of the corner of your eye, to the southwest of you, you saw something move behind a boulder.
I pull out because I would have been using the sight, the thermal sight to keep an eye, or yeah, I would have been using that sight to keep an eye out for anything alive out in the bush. So I pull out my 50 cal and I look down the sight over at this spot. It's still dark, right? I'm guessing.
Oh, it's dark. Yeah, sure. It's probably on around 11 o'clock.
Okay. So I have my 50 cal pointed at it, and I'm looking through the sight. What do I see?
You don't see anything. You see a boulder.
What? You see something?
I thought there was something back by that boulder.
How close is that to one of my sensors?
Just outside them.
Okay.
You know what? Is Tower right by us?
Yeah,
Oh
I
yeah.
guess we're all right in the same.
you guys have not crashed for the night. They're just kind of dozing around the fire. Really, they're
Yeah.
just
Well,
not
with
paying
one
attention.
hand, with one finger over my mouth, like it to be quiet, I tap old Blue on the forehead, make sure he's, because he's just kind of zoning. And
Hi, what's going on?
dude, I had my finger over my mouth, which means be quiet. You
Oh.
son of a. Okay. And I point to my eyes, I point to the boulder, and I point up and give you the circle, like to fly up and look around it.
Or use your radar.
Yeah, I'm going to. I guess I'm gonna get up, yawn real quick, but quietly, fly upwards, and then I'm gonna use my radar to see if I detect anything. Also, my X-ray vision to see through that rock.
Hold. Give me a. I got to go back and look at this. There's no way there's not. Well, anyway, give me an intelligence roll, as in the skill. All of you.
I'll Google
Okay.
for you here in a sec, Chester. Oh, I failed hardcore. I rolled a
passed.
99.
I rolled a
99. 99.
GOP.
I rolled 7.
Oh wow! I also rolled a 7. Holy crap!
Lady.
Oh my!
Lady.
Lady's muted.
I'm dozing, remember? Or
Yes,
did they
but
all wake me
but you
too?
still need to give me
Yeah,
the
yeah,
roll.
we woke
You
you
still
up.
need to give me the roll. Yeah.
Intelligence roll, correct.
Now, do I add the plus 9% because I got the 7 plus 9 with an IQ of
I
23?
I made it.
The plus 9 would have already been added to your skills.
Yeah. It's
Yep.
already done. It's all done.
Yep.
You don't have to do anything else. That's one thing I love about this system. It's written down what you got. There's no adding. There's no math. It's done. So I'm sorry, lady. What did you say?
I made it.
Oh, good. Okay.
39 out of 59.
So just Bill is caught off guard. So go ahead and give me Bill. Give me an initiative as well, but you lose you lose a round. Give me initiative, please. That's a D20, by the way, guys. Straight, no additions, unless you have an addition.
Yeah.
I
let's
do
have an
actually.
initiative bonus.
I have a plus 2.
Okay. Well, so give me your totals, Bill.
7.
Okay. GOP.
16.
Okay. Tower.
Oh my god! Also 16.
Lady.
Here you go, guys. All right.
Natural 19.
Okay.
Nice.
Now, lady, because they didn't alert you, this surprise round you're not involved with unless I choose to shoot you, which I'm not. But
Okay.
when we get into a full round, you are going to start.
All right.
However, in the surprise round, I go first, and then GOP and Tower will have responses. Then this is a surprise round, so it's single responses, and we're not going through the whole initiative thing. I mean, it's the whole action thing. It's a single response. This is like 1 second that's happening, right? And then we'll get into our actual round, which will start lady. But I'm going to go first. Tower, as you are about to try to leap into the air, a shot rings out.
Heard round the world.
What is your armor, sir?
My armor SDC
No,
is.
what is your armor?
Oh, I had the heavy armor. I
What
went
is
through the
the
list.
number for your armor?
Oh, you're gonna yell at me. I need to figure out where that is.
No, it was when I said to get your equipment, you pick an armor. That's on the equipment list.
Right, and it gives you a number. Your SDC is, that's after. That's not. I have to hit you first, right? And if you don't have any armor on, then it's simply I have to roll above a 5, which I have done. But more than likely you have armor on, which increases the difficulty of me hitting you. That's what armor does in this game. SDC, now armor might also give you SDC. I'm sure it does. But the armor rating is what is the difficulty to hit you. So what is that?
I had plastic plate, which had an armor of 13.
There you go. Thank you. Okay, 13. So this shot rings out, and it hits you. Okay. Now, let me do the damage real quick. Now, this is where your SCC comes into play, by the way, Tower. So this number is going to come away from your. This isn't special armor piercing or any weird thing like that. So this is simply just a shot. So the number I'm going to give you here in a second is going to minus off your SDC. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Cool. Let's see. So this is a pretty good. This is a buffalo gun. So okay, there we go. All right.
Oh, Lord. Buffalo gun.
Well, and once again, this game is very straight. I'm not adding pluses. It's just a straight dice roll. Ooh, that's not good. 17. So they hit you pretty square. It does hit your armor though, so that's good. But 17 points removed from your SDC. What is your SDC total?
111.
Okay, so you're fine. Just let me get a roll off on that. Bill, yours is insane. What is it?
My SDC total is 201. My
Right.
armor is 16.
Thank you. GOP?
My STC is 101,
Okay.
and my armor is 10.
10. Okay, so you're easier to hit, but yeah, you guys are pretty healthy with SDCs. Lady, what's your armor and SDC?
STC 33.
Okay.
And armor is 13.
Okay. So you're more normal, but then again, you are the wizardly type, the scion, so it makes sense. All right. So you took, what was that? 17 points of damage you took to your SDC, and then my second attack. Let me see who that goes against. It's also going against Tower. All right. You're lucky.
Fuck.
Lucky day for you, dude. But let's see here. I did hit again. So it's the same weapon. So this isn't as bad though. 7, 8, 9 points of damage off your SDC. So that's a total of 26 off your SDC. And then my last shot is going to Lady.
I thought you said you wasn't hitting me this round.
I wasn't, and they missed. So there you go.
Okay.
Yeah. So all right. So that's my surprise action. They only get one. So then I do believe it's GOP.
Okay. I saw where they went, or where they attack from.
You see muzzle flash
I
coming
sh-
from the boulder. Yeah.
I've got night vision. I mean, I've got thermal. I
You,
should see something.
you see a head popping up and shooting a gun. Yeah. Now you guys, you can see it now with your thermals on, and I'm sure Tower can see it. But you don't even need to see it. You know from your 10 years of in the military, those are a high caliber hunting rifle that is being used. It's not military grade, but it's probably a 7.6, something like that.
Okay. So could I get a shot? I mean, I've got my
Yeah,
50 cal right
you
now.
most certainly
I
can.
can.
You were
All right.
prepared. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
They do have
Then
cover, so it makes it more difficult. And but go ahead.
all right. I'm going to. I'm going to shoot at him.
Yep.
I rolled a 17, and then I get a plus 3 to my strike, so a non-natural 20.
Okay. With their, yep, no, you do hit. You're able to get just a slice of that helmet, although there is going to be a reduction in damage because of their cover. But go ahead.
Okay, and that is going to be a. It's a 66 for the sniper shot, so that is going to be 28 points of damage.
Okay. This person, that's 28 to SDC. You hear like, ah, frack! Definitely military. That's a military expression in the verse,
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
But yeah. You hit and did damage. Tower, go ahead.
Uh, how far away did you say they were again?
Well, these guys are just outside your perimeter, so let's say 60 feet, maybe something like that.
Can I fly over there in one turn?
You get one. You can in your turn, but right now you get like kind of a response action. This is surprise round.
Oh,
So yeah, you can't. You could move. Sure, take your round to move. Go ahead.
yeah, I'm going to fly towards them so I can get closer where I
Sure.
can be within melee distance.
Well, what is your movement? What is your speed
my
movement?
My speed is 18.5 miles an hour.
Yeah, but
But
you
his
should
your
have
flight movement.
Yeah,
So
is-
it's a 20 something.
Yeah, 28. My actual speed's 28.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no problem. You get over, and of course, we're going to start a round now. You get over the top, and this is what you see because you're over the top of them, right? One of them is grabbing their head and seems to be actually damaged. So that damage that GOP had done bypassed the SDC and got into health damage, actual health damage. So these guys are not well armored. Matter of fact, they look like raggedy men. Right. Matter of fact, you think one of them is a woman, but they're wearing wrappings and they got their faces all wrapped up with these kind of like turbans. They do have helmets. They're carrying old beat up hunting rifles. They look like scavengers.
Okay.
Okay.
They're about to be bodies on the floor.
Round. That starts with Lady.
All right. I was kind of surprised, caught off guard, so I am going to use a kinetic leap up into the van to get out of sight.
Okay.
Basically, I'm using this turn to be prepared to attack my next round.
Okay.
Pull
So
out gargles, find out how many there are.
I
Infrared
get
gargles.
You're taking cover. Okay. I get you, and you're preparing. Okay, no problem.
Getting information.
Yeah. I do believe next is me. Bill, what did you roll in your initiative?
7.
Yeah, okay, that's me. Then GOP, and then we'll go down the line. All right, so Lady takes cover in the van, getting prepared. The dude who's was shot by GOP is effectively out of the combat, but the other two kind of see you flying over tower, and they're going to take shot. They're the ones that shot at you anyway. They're going to take shots at you again. Miss.
Oh, I forgot, dude. My armor actually added 80 SDC, so I have 165 SDC right now.
Yeah, well, okay,
So
whatever. You just make sure you shouldn't be adding and subtracting in this game, dude. You should have a final number. It should be written on your sheet, and it should be law. Okay, so make sure you
Yeah,
have
yeah,
it all worked out. All right, but you
yeah.
shouldn't have. Oh, I'm getting plus on this round. It doesn't work like that. Whatever
Yeah, I get what
pluses
you're
you
saying.
got from your intelligence for skills has already happened. It's passed. Armor is already worked in. So whatever your numbers are, just make sure they're worked out. Okay. First guy misses. Second guy also misses. So next is GOP. So you guys, you can see their heads a little bit better because they're shooting up in the air frantically at Old Blue.
Mhm. Oh, by the way, so with our attacks per melee, so I thought you said the way that it works is we go back and forth and do all our stuff individually.
Oh no,
And then
you're
when
right.
we're
I'm sorry. My brain went D&D. You're right. These guys have two actions. So they've used one. Go ahead. Uh, uh,
well, Lady would have had a lot more options than what
I
she.
only had 4,
yeah,
so
I know, but
I'm not.
she's basically getting out of the way. She made that very clear.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay,
Okay.
that's fine. All right,
So
so
go ahead. Go ahead, Tower.
Okay, so I'm looking at the one guy, not the one who's like fucked up in the head, but the other one that are shooting at me. I'm going to deliver the vicious bitch slap. Yeah, I'm going to sock him in the face with that electric slap.
Okay, so you got to take a movement to get down at them. That's one. Then you got to do an attack,
Yep.
and you got what? 8 more. So go ahead.
Yep, so it's 15 damage plus 4d6. So let's see what I get. 5, 14 plus 14. That's 21. Okay, so the first guy hit I just did 29 damage to.
Okay, that's goes through his SDC, and he's actually you hear his jaw snap, and he's screaming. So my reaction, this guy is like, oh, his action is like, oh, please, 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 we didn't mean it, we didn't mean it. The one on the ground is like, yeah, yeah, we didn't mean it, we'll go, we'll go. The other guy, however, who still has an action, he's pissed. He pulls something out from his belt and he just kind of puts it up in your face and pulls the trigger. Ooh, that's not good for you, dude.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I definitely hit you. So let me see here. What does this do for damage? Yeah, okay. 5, 10, 11. Okay.
Oh, we'll do that.
Okay. Now this is kind of like a muzzle loader type of musket type thing he's got here. It's weird. You've never seen anything like it. But it's a big old blunderbuss type of pistol. He puts it right in your face. He pulls the trigger. It just rockets off, fills the air with sound and smoke, and you take 30 points of SDC damage. Go ahead.
I'd be dead by now. Probably.
So 135. Okay. And it's my turn.
Yeah. Actually,
Okay, I'm going to.
it's your turn from here on out.
Okay. Well, he's fucked. Let's I'm going to uppercut him with the wrath of God.
Go ahead.
So shit. I just had 3 dice fall, so I gotta redo that. 6, 8, 13. Okay, I just did 28 damage to him.
You got to roll a hit.
You got to roll the hit.
Oh, what's that? D20?
Yep.
Yeah.
roll your d20 and add
5 or higher will hit.
Well, these guys actually have an armor of 10, but you know.
Oh, okay.
d20. Add if you should have, I think, at least one strike.
Yeah.
So-
Just
Yeah,
roll the 20-sider, please. Just roll the 20-sider. Yeah.
7.
Okay. And what do you add to that?
7 plus.
Your strike bonus.
Strike bonus. Yeah.
Mhm.
7 plus strike bonus.
which is probably about 7, 5 to
Well,
7, I
no.
assume.
Uh,
9. I have 9.
Oh, Jesus
Plus
oh,
Christ,
you
nine
dude.
strike.
a lot of strike.
I told you he's
Oh,
DPS, dude. You hit, so do you damage, which was
God.
what?
I believe. Fuck. It was.
You said 28. It was
28.
28.
Same as you did with the other ones. It gets through the SDC and does actual health damage. This guy right here, you broke a collarbone, and he's screaming in pain. They're not dead, but they are into health damage.
Oh,
You still have another 6 actions. So what are you going to do? These guys are all down.
okay. Well, the dude who shot me in the face. Yeah,
Your
I'm going
sister.
to kick. I'm going to curb stomp him. I'm going to use
Oh.
a kick to kick him in the
Okay,
face.
go ahead.
And that's a D20. Let's
Yep.
see. 5, 7. That is a 7.
Plus your
Oh.
9, and his armor is reduced because he's on the ground. So you hit him. Do your damage.
Old Blue's bloodthirsty.
He is.
Yeah.
We're supposed to be bounty hunters. You know, there may be bounty on these guys.
Would the kick be electric charged because of my touch ability? Because I mean, technically,
I
my hands.
do not know what your character's powers are, dude. You do.
I have electric touch, but I'm kicking him,
Well,
and
I
I
would
have.
say no then, probably, yeah.
Um,
Unless you go
you,
barefoot, I suppose.
Well, yeah, his
I,
feet are basically hands, too.
I
With the way
assume I
his character.
am barefoot because
Well,
so I
that's
can like
fine.
grab.
Then add your electrical damage. Go ahead.
Oh my! Let's see. Ooh, 30 exactly.
Damage. Okay. You guys hear a cantaloupe pop as his head is literally smushed to pulp. The electric charges and burns his body. You smell the burning flesh coming off of it. The 2 guys next to him are screaming, trying to get to their feet to escape. You still have 5 actions.
Okay. Which one's the one that shot at me and Lady? Both of them, or
One
All of
shot at
them.
you, one shot at Lady.
All of them.
Hey,
Yeah. They're all
well,
of
wait,
them are attacking you.
will not fuck with me and my people. The one dude's already concussed, so I'll fuck him up later.
No,
Let's
he's
see.
dead.
They're
Oh, you mean that?
they're equally
Yeah, the one.
damaged, so just attack one. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter. Go ahead.
What was that? Okay, I got another 7 with the bonus, so that's 7 to strike.
7
With a
plus
punch.
9 to strike, so therefore you're 16. Yeah. Okay, you
Yeah.
hit.
Let's see. 5, 6.
You're gonna hit unless you roll a 1, essentially. with
Yeah,
this move.
basically with this situation, yeah. So just do your damage.
27 damage.
Okay. This one once again you're stomping on him, I'm assuming. And you
No,
hear I'm sorry,
him in
what?
the chest.
Well, what? Okay,
I'm
you hear
punching.
a rib cage cracks and pummels. His body is fried. He's dead, and more burning flesh smell. You still have 4 actions.
Okay, I'm going to turn the next guy, and I'm going to break his legs. I'm going to grab his legs and break them.
Okay.
Okay.
See, I just rolled a 9. Alright. So 11 strike. And I don't know if I'd add electrical damage. I mean, I am touching him, though. Like a base of 15. Let's see.
Do it. Get used to the system, man. Do all your stuff
10.
so you know what you're capable of.
That'll be 25 damage, and I'm trying to
Okay.
I'm grabbing his legs. So I'm sure
Breaking his
executing.
legs, the shock causes his heart to stop, and he dies. Oh, excuse me, causes her to die. Her. This was a girl, by the way.
I don't care what it is. It's dead now.
They're all dead. All right. That happened.
Okay.
Yeah. So you guys come over and you kind of take a look at their bloody mess. They're burned. You guys are.
I'm coming out of the back of the van, fully loaded and ready, looking for somebody, but kill them all already.
I'm gonna have some Bill, can you help me remove these pellets out of my face?
Yeah, while I'm doing that, I'll do a first aid roll.
I don't think he
So
took
you-
any actual damage.
I think I only did take STC
I'm
damage.
pretty sure you
Yeah.
did. Yeah.
Okay. Well, you look all right. I think you're not punching below your weight class there, boss.
Yeah.
You know, you
Please.
can't, but it's
Should've messed-
Looking over these people,
and they
body.
maybe leave us one or two so we could get some information out of them. These would have been good people to pump about Argent.
Well, Bill, you see, they shot at us. They shot at Lady. I'm not going to let anything bad happen to you guys, even if it involves obliterating the enemy
If
target.
we
They
become
won't
known
mind.
as bounty hunters who bring them back dead, this is not going to work. We need to practice what we need to preach.
So,
Whatever it's called.
lady, you said you were looking at the at scavengers. Um,
Yeah.
they are quite dead. They are just
course.
scavengers. I mean, these you guys have been on missions that you've had to deal with the wretch
Are
of
they
society before.
human?
These guys are starving.
I-
Their skin is clinging to their bones. They don't have any wealth on them at all, other than these guns. But one of the rifles may be worth keeping. The rest of it is just ridiculously primitive and
Are they
useless.
human or mutant?
Well, it's not always easy to tell, but one of them is definitely a mutant because he looks like he's an orangutan face, although he has no
Okay.
hair. The girl looks quite normal, though. The other
Uh-oh.
one is unrecognizable because he doesn't have a head.
Yeah. I look at the bloody mess on the ground and
You
And
know
I-
it's a death
I look-
sentence if we kill a human, right? Doesn't matter if there's a bounty on their head.
Yeah,
Well,
don't-
these no one's going to miss these
It was
that's probably
self-defense.
poor
I-
wretches.
They shot me in the face.
And
They
you are
deserve to
allowed to
die.
defend yourself against humans. That is
that's
true.
true.
Yeah.
But I look over after looking at the bloody mess and I look over at my boss and was like, "You okay? You want to talk about something? Something bothering you?"
I'm walking back to the
fine.
van. Your mess, you clean it up.
Their first mistake was shooting at me and then shooting at Lady. I'm not going to let anything bad happen to you guys.
Sure. Now, and that's fine. You can play character any way you want, Tower. You can hear the response from your fellow players. As far as they seem to have a different idea. But just so you know, you're not in the military anymore, of course. But if you had done such an action in the Imperial Army, you probably would have get a write up. Now, would you have lost your rank? Probably not. But you would have got a write up because you're not supposed to bring such force to civilians. You are a centurion. Just so you know, you
Okay.
would know that. I mean, there are certain times where you're let loose the dogs of war, and there's other times you can't because you, especially with a centurion, when you're in your position, a lot of times you're doing diplomatic negotiations, interacting with locals at towns. You do a lot of that work beyond just sitting in the trenches fighting battles. Particularly a centurion does quite a bit of that. Quartermaster as well. So the empire's legions need to represent themselves in a certain way, right? If you're terrorizing the citizenry, that doesn't work well. The enemy with guns and full-on soldiers is one thing. Scavengers who are looking for a meal is another, right?
Okay.
Yeah,
But
just so you know, but you can do what you want.
It's your first combat in this system. It's good to get it all out, figure
think
out how
so.
it works.
I think so.
Absolutely. I had to.
Yeah, no problem at all, dude. Because I have a little
No, I don't.
chart. Well, no, let me finish. I have a little
Yeah.
chart that I put together, random encounter chart, and on there are some things that might kill you. Probably will. But there's a lot of stuff on that chart like that. I rolled scavengers. So,
Mhm.
you know.
Well, plus like
I
I can
jumped in the van.
I'm I'm not going to play it like off necessarily. I'm not playing my character as a bloodthirsty. I'm just a very smart but not very charismatic leader per se, where I can't communicate shit very well.
Yeah.
And the only
Well,
and I'm not gonna overkill everyone. It's just they shot at me and my
well,
my
You've
people.
been being shot at for 20 years.
but also
Yeah,
too, I guess to defend him in this situation, like his character's actions, I guess is like what we just went through with Lady and that kind of traumatic experience that she
yeah.
went through. Maybe he's
Yeah, 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 yeah.
yeah.
All
He
good.
could
So
All
GOP.
good.
He could play the character any way he wants. It's not. I don't care.
oh no,
Oh
I get that. No, I get that. I'm just saying from like the mindset I think can still kind of
Sure. There was a
yeah,
little bit of trauma in the event tonight. However,
yeah
we are on our time, which is perfect, actually.
yeah.
Unfortunately, there are no spoils to gain from that because they're
Well
poor.
done.
But keep in mind, you guys should have been getting experience points all along every time you roll. Remember, you have to remember to do that.
Yep.
And I'm going to give out some extra experience points now. So let me do that real quick. Where's that chart again? I think it's over here. Hold on a second. Give me a second. Where is that chart? Okay, here we go. 27. Yeah, yeah. It's not that deep. Alrighty. So here we go. All right, perfect. All right. So just keep in mind, you guys got to keep track of anytime you use a skill, you get 25 experience points, right? Uh,
Mm-hmm.
let's see here. So, lady, let me do with you specifically, because you actually get
It's like
experience.
3,000 for helping them out.
Well, no. You actually can get experience for doing stupid shit too, right? Um, let's see here. No, Zane would get that. Yeah. You get yourself 200 experience points for your little priestly encounter there,
There
lady.
you go.
The rest of you get 100 experience points for not pissing off the priests.
Yay!
Yay! I'm going to give 200 points to Bill and GOP for insightful thinking. I'm going to give Lady 50 XP for good judgment. I'm going to give 50 XP to Tower for being Tower. And
Yes.
Tower, you also get another 50 experience points for killing those scavengers.
Okay.
And let's see, is there anything else? Because we haven't got there yet. Oh, you did kind of make a plan of action. Everybody just take an additional 100 experience across the board. Now,
Cool.
with those XPs in place, all of you guys fall under different categories here in the back. If you go to the very back page, the last page of this book, you see the chart for whatever your character is and experience. Even though you guys are technically mutants, none of you are under the mutant chart, though. You know that, right?
Right.
So has anybody beyond their experience, has anyone gained a level?
Not yet.
Okay.
No, not
No?
yet for me.
Let me see. 725. I don't think so.
You should be
No,
close-ish.
I'm not halfway, actually.
Really?
But
Okay. All right. That's fine.
I got 1325 and I need 2240.
Okay, that's fine. So yeah, don't worry about that. This game, like I said, this game XP gain is quite slow. It's not like D&D at all. I like the fact that it does have XP in it, but it's not like D&D. But that's okay. By next maybe next mission or the mission after that, you guys gain an XP. Just so you know that when you gain a level, all your skills go up by 5%, I think. and depending on the fighting thing you have or your powers will do increases as well. Sometimes they only increase at odd numbers, sometimes even, sometimes every. But once again, that's all in the write-up of your powers and your fighting skills. So we'll deal with that when that happens. Beyond that, anybody have any questions?
Nope.
Nope.
Everybody have a lovely week.
Oh yeah, can I get bonus XP for drawing my character? It's in the chat.
Oh,
No, it
sure.
is.
I'll give you 50 XP for drawing your own character. Go ahead. But
Take that, suckers.
take that.
Well,
Sucker.
well, I got a picture for my character.
Have you now?
I sent it
Have
to
you?
you.
Oh, cool.
Cousin
All right.
it.
So, okay,
I'm
is it cousin it? Anybody who does character art for their character is free to share it, their screen, and take 50 experience if you have done that. So I suggest you do. Nevertheless, thank you guys all very much. That was fun. How do you guys feel? Is it you're starting to get the vibe of the campaign, the world?
Spoiler.
Yeah. I
Not yet.
I'm fully adapting to it.
Well, you lady became an example of the world today, but that's cool too. That adds to the story. No, it does. It adds to the story, adds to your character. That's a great encounter, actually, because you
Yeah.
know now, and that's fine because your characters have done a lot of work beyond the juncture point into the frontier space, but that doesn't mean you've interacted with priests much. You know who they are. Probably certainly seen one. Maybe at a distance. Maybe you guys haven't had much interaction with magical stuff, therefore not priests. So it just kind of in a way is creating backstory for you, right?
No, it's great, man. It really adds the creep factor and lethality, if that's a word, to
It
this,
does. It does.
the word that you created.
Yeah.
And,
Well,
I'll start having nightmares now and screaming when I wake up.
yeah, but that's
you'll
good.
wake
Though.
up,
That's good.
smacking
I
your
got-
face, trying to get the
Yeah.
bugs off.
I do like what you're doing with the character, though, Bill. That's cool. That is cool.
Yeah.
You got to give him some accoutrement now, though, right?
He does.
Yeah, he got armor on, doesn't he?
I got to throw some stuff on it. Yeah, because he's
not
going to be
done
like
yet. Yeah.
all organic metal too. This was
Yeah.
just kind of like get the idea of what he looks like.
Big old blue gorilla. You're blue, right?
I am blue. I'm
Yeah.
thinking, but I might have the arms come out of his like back or nipples.
Oh no,
second set.
that's definitely what we need. Yeah. But
Yeah.
anyway, it looks cool. Yeah, no, cool. It is to kind of look at the situation in this world. You're going to have plenty of encounters like you've had so far. So far, your encounters have been easy. There's no challenge to you physically at all, right? So
Yeah.
far. But trust me, there are encounters that can one-shot you.
Nice.
There are 300 damage attacks that I have available to me.
Oh my god, that's gonna be wicked.
Yeah. So I'm just saying,
Next time we go
Tower-
out into the
Tower, don't run
we bring
after
extra
everything.
food with us to give away.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry, lady. Go ahead, lady.
Next time we bring extra food to share with other people.
Well, you probably already had that, and you're right. You could have handled that completely different, but it doesn't matter. They're just scavengers, right? But I mean, you could have handled it completely different, of course. But what I'm trying to say is, you guys are pretty sturdy veteran soldiers. You're not like the raw recruits or rookies. That's not what you are. You guys are serious business. Therefore, a lot of the encounters, physical encounters, combat stuff you encounter, you'll walk through it pretty easy. But every now and then you got to run into something that's serious business. So the way this campaign's probably going to work out, I'm guessing, but I'm kind of think that as you saw today, we had a lot more interactive and communication. It was much more role playing than combat, and I kind of think this campaign's going to go that way, and that's fine too, right? But it's up to you, really. You guys have complete control over that, and I like that because I really don't have any linear thoughts in mind. Matter of fact, the world grew today by your questions, did it not?
Yes, that's what I liked a lot. That was a lot of fun doing it that way.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, so awesome. All righty, guys. Well, thank you all very much. We will see you next week. Keep in mind that in 2 days, we have Drone Recorder Ultimate Edition. We will be doing Otis, what is it?
Reading.
No.
Otis Stein.
Otis Stein, that's right. Although Otis Redding is pretty badass. What a
Yes, yes.
wonderful voice. But anyway, come back, check that out for Drawn a Quarter Ultimate Edition at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Other than that, we will be back next week, and I'm glad everybody was here. I thought it was going to be missing one or two, but it doesn't matter. This campaign works just fine either way. Yeah, guys. Later.
Bye.